way we can miss this one. It looks like it's headed our way. Everybody use good judgment. We'll try to keep you informed as best we can on the timing of it. It looks like Friday night about bedtime, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or so on Friday night. I'm Brett Norsworthy. This is Sports Time. Bryant Dake is out today. Landon Schmidt, of course, producing and co-hosting today. We hope Bryant can get back in here with us tomorrow. And today we will put a wrap on some college football talk with two constant Wednesday college football guests, Coach Tommy West and David Cohn, as we wrap up the college football season. And the blockbuster, I think, today out of the U, Malachi Toney into the portal, that had to come as a surprise. That was a player that long ago in the very building of the U, and even now, that seemed like a player at a Central casting to star for the U, and he's listening to other offers, and that's where all these players are now. We're all into 1 year hitches now in college football, and the very idea that Miami could lose Malachi Toney had to be a surprise to them. But they're active out there in the portal, and they're doing it to a lot of people. And it's like I've said many times, and when you get a player, don't get mad and don't cry when you lose a player, because that's part of it out there. Tonight represents, I think, a real crossroads for this college basketball season and for the Grizzlies' NBA season. Both teams going tonight. The Tigers on the road, Old Missouri Valley Conference opponent. The Tigers haven't been very good this year. This is a chance on the road tonight and on Saturday in Wichita to really kind of kickstart the year. A crossroads game, couple of games for them. The Grizzlies, opposite of that. They're at home tonight and on Friday night, and a chance for them to get well a little bit. Got Atlanta tonight. Atlanta comes into Memphis, into FedEx Forum tonight on a 4-game losing streak. So, Landon, I think both teams tonight can really maybe start to redefine and reimagine their year.
I agree with you, and you've been saying it for a majority of this season. Is the most important thing that the Tigers need to do heading into this year is these road game conference wins. If they can get that under their belt, then they're heading in the right direction, because at the end of the day, the most important thing that ensures us getting to the NCAA tournament is the conference championship.
That's the only route.
Yeah, that's it. Is the conference championship at this point. So I think that, like you said, this week is a huge week in really determining where the Tigers are, what kind of team they're going to be in heading in that direction.
In the preseason, I had these two road games for the Tigers being a split. I think I had losing at Wichita, winning tonight in Tulsa. I didn't see Tulsa being this good, frankly, and losing on Saturday to Wichita State. And Wichita State's not very good, but I'm still thinking, on the road at Wichita State, that's one, if you're out there just looking, and I was looking for 4 conference losses, and I had them all on the road and taking care of business at home. I don't know that the Tigers can take care of business all year at home in conference, but it will sure make it a lot easier to do that and then try to get that type of game tonight on the road. I have seen a little better in Memphis in some games, but nothing consistent all year. Player rotations have been, in starting rotations, player rotation, subbing, everything has been a mystery all year. They haven't been very good, and now tonight on the road at Tulsa, a chance to get that win. For the Grizzlies, tonight we get a FedEx Forum appearance from Ja Morant.
How about that?
We're due one, aren't we?
It's few and far in between, but, man, I hope it's as exciting as he was in London.
It's just almost no way he's not in that lineup. No injury news out there about him. He's going to play tonight. All indications are he will play, unless it's a very, very, very late scratch. Against the Hawks, as I said, they come in with a 4-game losing streak, and the Hawks are always kind of that stuck in Atlanta team. They've really never – they've never been to the NBA Finals. They have been to the Eastern Conference Finals a time or two. Is that right? Yeah. But never anything real consistent through the years, and that's kind of what the Grizzlies have settled into. Mm-hmm. The Grizzlies have almost settled into a mirror image of the Hawks.
Yeah, they have. And,
as a franchise.
As a franchise as a whole, absolutely. But I think I think too that's what you want to see tonight is kind of what we've been talking about of where Jaw looked like he was having fun. He looked like he was having a good time in that game against that second game against the Magic. So hopefully that continues because like you've been saying, these franchises are kind of headed in similar directions, but we still have and you've corrected me before and I appreciate it on the superstardom that we quote unquote have on this team. They're stars and they're out there and they need to play like it.
And what is the full definition of superstar?
I believe I remember watching a video last year in which Stephen A. asked Magic Johnson who that is or what that definition is, and Magic Johnson basically said it's a guy on your team that whenever you go and travel to other places, that's the reason that the crowds come and watch the games. Like that's the person they want to go see, not just playing in your home stadium, but also going away and people are saying, I want to go and watch this game because I want to see that guy.
I think the very question about is he a superstar
proves that he's not.
That proves that they're not.
Yeah.
It almost proves about halls of fame.
Yeah.
Should so-and-so be in the Hall of Fame? If you have to ask
if you're seriously
your
questioning
answer.
it. Yeah, if you're seriously questioning it, then there's your answer. It lies in the question of you asking, should he be there?
And if there's the huge debate over it, then that sure answers it.
It heavily weighs that way, I would agree.
Yeah, because I think if you've done enough, it should speak for itself. And tonight, I'm looking forward to being at FedEx Forum. I hadn't been to many Grizzlies games this year, busy, October, November, December with Ole Miss and with college football. Looking forward to going to that game tonight and on Friday night against the Pelicans. This is two very winnable games. More winnable at home for the Grizzlies than on the road for the Tigers.
I would agree with that. I would say so, especially
by virtue of being on the road.
Yeah, well, and two because
and not being very good,
and also the surprising nature of how good Tulsa has been this year. But you always bring into question, well, who have they played? Who is it that they've beaten? But still, you can't argue with the results of this team. So that on top of being on the road is always going to be tougher.
The Tigers have had a lot of success against Tulsa of late. It's been a while since Tulsa's defeated Memphis. These two go way, 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 way back into the Missouri Valley, as will Wichita State on Saturday. Have you been reading and have you been following all the Laker intrigue, the big ESPN.com? It's long. You almost have to take a break from it to get back to it and finish it. Long piece on the huge soap opera that we all suspected, and it's been reported other places. I think Netflix had the big story on the Lakers, but everything we thought was going on has been going on. And this, for me, I think it proves in this story that the league for years, too big to fail, we're going to make sure the Lakers do well.
Yeah, I saw the headline to that, and I've not gotten around to reading it fully.
And it reads like every big family business kind of tragedy fall of just too many hogs in the slop. It was too many taking that weren't contributing anything, and that will not last. You got and the story of some of the half brothers getting the call from the new owners of telling them they're out. I don't know how it could come as a surprise when somebody buys that business. Why did you think you were going to keep rolling like when Dad owned it?
Yeah,
it's just no way. And it's a really good story and a lot of intrigue. I've thought for years that the league, and I don't blame them because it is the glamour team, certainly one of the two or three glamour teams, but it did everything it could, even financially, to keep them propped up. Shocking to me was that the Buss family itself, that they were not fabulously wealthy like a lot of these new .com NBA owners are, that they struggled cash flow. They struggled with a lot of things. That was one aspect of it that really surprised me, but I think people will be intrigued about it. Today, the Buffalo Bills owner and GM met the local media, and it got contentious. I didn't realize Sean McDermott was that well liked by the Buffalo fans and the media. Did you realize he was that beloved? I don't know why. It's sure not his playoff record.
Yeah, well, I think I wasn't necessarily surprised by it. I mean, if you've got a coach that is winning and is taking you to that many consecutive playoff runs, I'm sure he would be a fan favorite. Now, the big gripe, obviously, is he could never get to the big one, and that there was nothing really to build around Josh Allen, which actually I'll get here to in a little bit. But to that big of a degree, I didn't know it was that big of a fan favorite.
And their season ended they ended in really shoddy style. They were fortunate to get by Jacksonville.
They were, very much.
Or everything that happened this week would have happened last week.
No. Not at all. You nailed it. I think for one, we got to give major props to how good Jacksonville turned around their program in just 1 year of how they made that playoff run.
But how do they not win that game? It's right there at home.
It is right there.
Duval finally full.
It is right there for the taking. But it was just the Josh Allen magic came onto the field and closed out the game against him. And I mean, that's the reason why he's regarded as one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now, is for games like that.
Patriots-Broncos on Sunday, the first game, 2 o'clock. Patriots in Denver against the Broncos, and then the 5:30 game, Rams and Seahawks. And I have no preference. Are you pulling hard for anybody?
No, I'm just kind of excited because it feels like we're back in 2014, 2015 with these teams are kind of back at the top, and this is a very
feel like that.
Because that's what the earlier Super Bowls around that time were Seahawks, Broncos, Patriots back in the mix of everything. So I don't really have a preference. I would say my biggest thing is I would love to have Mike Vrabel get to a Super Bowl
in his first year.
Is just.
That doesn't make
impressive.
It worse for Titans fans?
No, it certainly does. But the reason I would want that is to show you had that and you let it go. Once again, just proving that there's a lot that's wrong with the Titans organization that needs to get fixed.
We've had a Broncos-Seahawks Super Bowl. We've had a Patriots and Rams and a Patriots and Seahawks Super Bowl. We haven't had Broncos-Rams, have we? No, we've never had a Broncos-Rams Super Bowl, so we could get that.
Mm-hmm.
But we will not get a new champion. We'll not get a new champion overall. We'll not get a new 21st century champion. All these teams have been right there, so nothing that new. I'm kind of with you with Vrabel, but I wanted the Patriot fans to be kind of in the wilderness a little longer than they have
just
been.
A little bit, just a little bit of time away before they come back and reclaim the throne. I bet. But what Vrabel's done with this team, what the Patriots have done this year, I mean, for me, they're not necessarily returning as the evil empire just because the Chiefs had it for that small duration that they were away.
And the Bills had control of the division.
They did, and I don't think they truly never. The Bills never got to the place, nor do I think they will in a short, looking in the future. We'll get to that place where fans are going to look against the Bills because they've never made it to the big one, nor have they won it. So I think it's kind of a return of, all right, this team has been here before, but it feels new. It's almost like the clock almost kind of resets for them.
We are live from our Family Leisure studios where family and fun come together. The floor model spa sale at Family Leisure going on right now. It's time to make room. Deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges. They have it all. Been dreaming about a new spa? Now is the time for that dream to come true, and you can get it at Family Leisure at 2120 Witten Road. Spas as low as $99 a month, over $1,000 in free upgrades. With every spa purchase, $8,000 spas, only $159 a month. Free LED lights and waterfall on most models, all at Family Leisure at 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Landon Schmidt producing and co-hosting. I'm Brett Bryant's out. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Here's our lineup for today at 3:30. We have our final visit, talking college football with Coach Tommy West. We'll check with him a time or two in the spring and the summer before regular visits begin again next year at 3:45. We'll talk Tigers and Tulsa. Golden Hurricane at home tonight, a 5.5-point favorite. We will have our Tiger bankroll picks at that time. I'm going big. First time I looked at the net today. Tulsa 53 in the net. The Tigers 108. That's a chance to really improve with a road win over that good of a net opponent.
That's really huge leeway.
Really good chance. At 4 o'clock, our final college football visit with our friend David Cohn. He co-hosts Crane and Cohn. They're at own3.com. It's all college football. With him, we'll look back to Monday night when Indiana was crowned national champions. And I know they're way, way, way too early teams for 2026 already out at 4:30. Grizzlies tonight at home against Atlanta at 4:45. our big numbers of the day at 5 o'clock, college basketball with Kevin Sweeney from College Basketball Central and Sports Illustrated at 5:30. What's trending from around the world of sports, and we'll wrap it up like we do every day at 5:45 with Mo's Crunch Time. This hour brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Driving luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Who wants to go first?
Well, you take the helm,
You
Brett.
got it. My top story, I talked about it. Tigers and Grizzlies really at a crossroads with a big chance this week, starting tonight for both of them, to really turn the dynamic around a bit on this 25-26 season. The Grizzlies at home tonight and Friday. The Tigers on the road tonight and Saturday. Neither right now look like postseason success is on the way. But you can start the turnaround a little bit starting this week. Every little spot you can seize on in the schedule can help turn around a season. Get some confidence. Shots start falling. Get rotations a little tighter for the Tigers, for the Grizzlies. Get Ja back and keep him back. Have him play like he did in London. The Grizzlies with Ja tonight against Atlanta downtown at FedEx Forum. It should be a lot of fun. The first time we will see him this year at FedEx Forum.
That's insane to say out loud.
In this calendar year, first time, isn't it? And for the Tigers on the road against the old Missouri Valley opponent.
Yeah, my top story, we know that the AFC and NFC championships get started this weekend with two Sean versus Mike matchups. You got Sean McVay versus Mike McDonald, and you've got Sean Payton versus Mike Vrabel, which is very interesting. I don't know if you know the history behind, if that's the first time that's happened before, where you have Mike versus Sean on both sides of the championships. But for now, I wanted to take a look and kind of address the teams that have lost in the playoffs and kind of a what now, where is it that they're supposed to go, or what's next for these teams. First up, the Los Angeles Chargers. We know that Justin Herbert is one of the best regular season QBs to play the game, but he just struggles heavily.
There's more there, isn't it?
Oh, there absolutely is.
That's what he's got to get out of. The new OC's got to get out of.
Absolutely. And I think, too, one of the biggest problems that you saw that needs to be addressed, especially now that the Chargers are in the offseason, is the offensive line struggles that they had. We know that they've been kind of beaten up and battered throughout the season. Defense is there. But as you saw in that Patriots game, that Patriots defense was just all over the Chargers. They could not get anything going offensively. The run game had no progress. Justin Herbert was getting hit, it seems, almost every single play. So biggest things that the Chargers need to address going forward is, one, continuing to build around Justin Herbert, finding him a way to get that playoff success and get over that little hump of just getting one playoff win, and then they can really move in the right direction. For the Eagles, this was a team looking to go back-to-back, and Brian has told us time and time again throughout this year, this is not that good of a team. This was not the team that we saw last year, and it seemed, right. And he absolutely was, because it seemed like this team was heavily focused on, we have the talent, so we're just going to ride that talent until the wheels fall off of that bus.
They just weren't sharp.
They were not, and when they had those big named injuries, they didn't really provide any answer.
And too much stuff from A.J. Brown.
Yeah, and
got to play ball.
And they didn't really provide any answers or any solutions to those injuries. They just kind of said, oh, well, we'll stick with our game plan and we'll do whatever needs to be done. So some of that needs to go on the coaching. Nick Sirianni just didn't do what the Eagles did last year to take them all the way there. So a little bit of blame's got to be played on him. For the Jaguars, it's really hard to be critical on them. Like we just mentioned, they exceeded all expectations going into this year, winning the division, getting that wild card round, completely changing a trajectory of a franchise in 1 year, and they're in a really good
again.
spot.
That's what they've always had trouble doing.
and that's the important part. And I think too, we also got to remember how is and what role is Travis Hunter going to play in their team, because losing him earlier in the year, we saw with the receiving, picking up Jacoby Myers, really big game time plays with Parker Washington. The Jaguars seem to figure out a lot of things going into the tail end of their season, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of role Travis Hunter plays when he comes back, if he's going to lean more so on the defensive side, or if he's just going to be that added guy to help kind of in the slot position going forward on the offensive side.
But the team hurting the most is Buffalo.
It is, and I think with them, their glaring issues. Their issues, I think, are the most glaring. You've got nothing really around Josh Allen. You've got nothing really to hold on to going forward. Now they're searching for a new head coach, and I hear Brian Daboll is going to be the guy that probably goes in there. So a lot of different questions, a lot of different ways to go with these teams going.
Brian Daboll works with them, doesn't he?
I think he does.
I think so too.
Not top story of the day.
My not top story, a tradition of foolishness unlike any other. We get it every year, don't we? Can't wait to talk with Kevin Sweeney about it. Last night, the big eruption post-game from Mick Cronin about Big Ten scheduling and UCLA being way out there. Look, Mick, you took the job knowing that UCLA was going into the Big Ten. With that comes a lot of money. And he said last night, and I think it's probably true. He said it's like they don't even care about basketball. They probably don't. Mick, sorry. College basketball is very niche-y. Unbelievable that it is niche-y at UCLA, but it is. Football totes the note. Football it drives the money. And you knew all this, and you haven't won in any league you've been in. I don't think you want to leave that league. But he's complaining again about scheduling. Football brings in the money. He's mad about it. He's still getting paid big money. And every year he loses it over scheduling. Look, when you have that many teams spread out over the whole country, from East Coast to West Coast, you're going to have scheduling difficulties.
Always going to have scheduling difficulties. My not top story, didn't really get to talk about it much, but Titans, of course, landing their new head coach in Robert Saleh. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm kind of getting a little bit more excited for this hiring. I'm
warming up to it. I don't mind it.
Yeah, hearing and seeing how big and how smart he is with the game, how strong defensively he is with his mind. The biggest question now has always remained, well, what are the Titans going to do with their offensive coordinator job? And a lot of reports are coming out and saying that if Brian Daboll does not land the head coaching job, that he's likely going to land a spot as the OC for the Tennessee Titans, which would be two big names on the Titans coaching staff, moving in a big direction.
Experience for both.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if it comes to that, there's still a lot of names out there that I would prefer for that OC spot, like Cliff Kingsbury, Clint Kubiak, people like that, maybe to fill those roles, especially with Cliff Kingsbury. The work he did with rookie Jaden Daniels, I could just only imagine what he could do with a young Cam Ward.
But he had to fall off too.
He did. Well, but Jaden Daniels also being injured, you losing Austin Eckler, losing Zach Ertz later in the season, Terry McLaurin, your star wide receiver, only playing 9 games. There's a lot that affected him, and so after just 1 year, they said, yeah, sorry, Cliff, you're the problem, after just forgetting that he took them all the way to an NFC championship. So very much up in the air, very kind of questioning where they're going to go with this.
The great debate in the state of Tennessee for the professional teams, the major league teams, NHL, Preds, Titans in the NFL, and, of course, here in Memphis with the Grizzlies and the NBA. Didn't we think by now the Titans would have won a Super Bowl and been the first champion of the state of Tennessee?
I would have hoped so.
Even the Preds have been a little bit closer than the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Right now, the Titans have no advantage over the Grizzlies.
We took 10 years back when we got rid of Vrabel, Henry, and A.J. Brown.
And it's why it's so aggravating that the Grizzlies in this window that is much discussed, that's a lot more narrow than we probably at one time ever believed, have missed out on this. It was the chance to be that, maybe not first champion. I know the Titans did get to a Super Bowl, but to make a real good run and get some distance between them and the Titans, and they squandered it.
They have.
It has been squandered.
It has, and there's just a lot to do, a lot of ground to make up. So we'll just have to see.
And the Titans now starting over in a new stadium. We can't get the lease signed.
Yeah, that's
sign the lease.
Just go ahead and do it,
and that will do a lot for a lot of people's appetite about the Grizzlies and squash the millions of rumors that are out there. Sign that lease, and everybody would be a lot more content and a lot happier. We talk college football. We do it with Coach Tommy West for our final visit of the year. It's been so fun all year having him with us. Again, at 3:30s every Wednesday. It's a very popular segment. We know it. We hear from you. We have Coach West up with us next on Sportstime.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Take your basketball skills to the next level at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification and provides instant, objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. And now, introducing Shoot 360 Cordova, a newly renovated 50,000-square-foot facility with 2 NBA regulation-size courts, 3 high school-size courts, and 4 shooting bays with Shoot 360 technology. Memberships are now on a monthly basis. And yes, you can become a member at both locations. Whether you're an aspiring young talent, NBA player, or looking for a unique workout, all skill levels are welcome at Shoot 360 Memphis to learn proper shooting and passing techniques, improve fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge while having fun. Shoot 360 Memphis, now in Cordova and Collierville. Call them today at 901-779-3176. That's 901-779-3176. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Happy New Year, Mr. McNate. Hey, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
What's up is the payments are down.
What you talking about, Marty McNate?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. How about take your pick, Randy, for $299 a month. 2025 Jetta Sport or 2025 Volkswagen Taos S. Your choice, $299 a month.
Jetta Sport or Taos S, $299 a month.
And that's not all, Randy. How about 3 rows of seats? More room for all kinds of adventure in a 2025 Atlas SEL. $499 a month or get $7,000 off MSRP. Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make of it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown or online, GossettVWG.com.
All 36-month lease, Jetta SM104-280, MSRP 26426, Taos SM06162, MSRP 27011, Atlas SC 539735, MSRP 51546, includes all rebates and incentives, PFA 95, excludes tax, non-license, approved credit, CD, the details, offer valid for month dealers.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting to build with a little bit more volume already on I-40, especially going to eastbound here at Germantown Parkway, pushing on out towards the Fayette County area. Trying to get south of Memphis has been in decent shape so far this afternoon. Keeping an eye on it there as it starts to build with more volume on 55 down into South Haven, all the way down into DeSoto County. Hey, check out the cats and dogs that are available for adoption right now at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Go to their website, memphisHumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
It's Brett and Landon today. Landon producing and co-hosting, and we now are joined by Coach Tommy West on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, and we have had Coach West with us all football season long on Wednesday. Today's our final regular visit. We'll catch up in the spring and time or two in the summer before 2026 hits. But, Coach West, we crown Indiana national champion. Did you think you'd ever see it?
No, I did not. But, you know, like we talked, it's changed. I mean, college football has changed to a point now where, you know, you can go get you a team. You never know what anybody's going to have each year. You can go buy you a team. Now, let me say this. They are the epitome of General Neyland's first axiom, which says the team that makes the fewest mistakes usually wins.
That's
16 games, they made the fewest mistakes. They are unbelievable, fundamentally sound. I know he's got good players, but they do an unbelievable job of fundamentals, how to carry the ball, how to lock it up. They don't make mistakes. They do not make mistakes and beat themselves. Miami did.
The ball security is very impressive. They had a lost fumble in the first quarter of opening day. That was the last time they had one. And Coach West, I promise you, watching that game, I thought of you when the edge rusher, I don't think even really going for the block punt, got the big paw out, blocked it, and they fall on it. They get a touchdown in special teams.
No, well, they won the game.
That's where they won it.
Miami lost the game on teams. Miami gave up 10 points. They missed a field goal and gave up a block punt. Those 10 points win the game for them. So, but Miami, in my opinion, they're not as fundamentally sound, and nobody else in the country was as Indiana. You can't make those mistakes. Indiana doesn't make those mistakes.
I didn't think Fernando Mendoza had his best game, but how he competed and the signature play of the game and of the Indiana run was the quarterback power, the keeper that he just kept fighting. But I don't think it was his best game.
I didn't either. If you watch the game and you don't know anything about it, you would have thought, yeah, he's a pretty good player. The thing he does, though, is, again, he protects the football. Mm-hmm. He doesn't make errors, errant throws. He's great throwing the fade, back shoulder fade. And they were great catching the ball too. But he doesn't make mistakes. He's like their whole team. I can't say enough. If you don't make mistakes, you got a chance to beat anybody you play. Indiana will lose some really good players, but they'll be good again next year because of what he does. Because fundamentally, they'll do what they do better than you do what you do.
In the coaching fraternity, do they really welcome a new member of the Champions Club like Kurt Signetti, or is it just reserved for 4 or 5? Is the club small, or do they really like new members?
No, I think the club's small.
Yeah,
I think it's small and they kind of keep to themselves.
Got to play keep away, don't they?
Yeah. No, I don't think people that much doesn't go crazy over the new guy.
No, but he kept
now, if
the
he
door.
wins 3 or 4, he's in it.
And I thought of Miami Monday night. Their last national championship coach was Larry Coker, and it didn't feel like the club really accepted him, and that kind of got him.
Exactly right. I don't think they ever accepted Larry Coker as being that great guy.
Yeah.
Really great guy. Everybody loved Larry Coker, but he wasn't accepted into that group.
And Kurt Signetti, he just flat kicked the door down, didn't he?
Oh man, I memean, it's really incredible what he did. But now, after watching these games, I see how he did it. I mean, now he's got good players.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to do it without good players. But 16-0 is because the reason they're 16-0 is because of how fundamentally sound they are. I mean, I guarantee that's what they work on. They do nothing but work on ball security. They don't throw the ball away. Defensively, they're unbelievable defensively, controlling their areas and not getting out of their areas. You're not going to trick them. You're going to have to beat them with execution. And really, if you break the game down, I'm not sure Miami doesn't have better players. Or they should have won the game without the 10 points in special teams. I mean, Miami's got a really good football team. They're not as disciplined, and they're not as fundamentally sound as Indiana.
Well, it's the ultimate team sport. One bust, we all bust. I think you're right that if we just started drafting, all right, I'll take that one, Miami probably wins every draft forever.
Yeah.
And the stereotype. I mean, when you're stereotyping the little wide receiver from Father Ryan, who takes him before anybody else?
Nobody.
But he made plays that won the game.
That's exactly right. He did. Well, like we've said, I mean, I've always said football is a game of errors. It's who can make the least amount of errors. Because when you put 11 guys out there, basketball puts 5 on the court, and then they've got some subs. Football puts 22 on offense. You got your starting 11 and then your backups that are going to play. You got another 22 on defense, and then you got your special teams. So you're talking about playing 50, 60 guys in a game as compared to 8. In baseball, plays 9. May rotate some 50. You start putting 50 guys, there's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be a lot of errors. The team it's a game of errors. It's a game of who makes the least amount of errors.
And this is more of a basketball term, but you hear it a lot from basketball coaches and followers. Well, one ball. Well, there's only one ball in football, too.
That's right.
But we're not running 2 footballs out there, are we?
They got 10 out there. There's 22 out there.
That's right.
In football at one time. And I've always said, if you, I can take lesser players and beat you if mine don't make the mistakes.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Coach. That's one of the biggest things that my father taught me growing up playing football, and what I learned playing high school football is it's a game of inches. You can't win the game all in one play. You can make a big difference, but it's a little bit at a time. It's doing your job at the next play and forgetting what happened the last play and moving forward. So definitely agree with you there. Definitely spoken, like we know, a true coach. But talking about. Yeah, but talking about Miami, one of the biggest shocking news that came out was Malachi Toney, who had an incredible game against Indiana, is now making moves and is saying that he's going to enter the transfer portal. What do you make of this?
I guess we just got to realize, I guess, that, I mean, my thought would be, why is this guy leaving? I mean,
hard to
but
believe.
There is no loyalty. There's not. Because money is involved, and when you put money out there, and that's the root of all evil, and that's what this is all about. He's going to try to go make more money somewhere. It can't be because he's unhappy. I mean, he's the biggest show on their team
in South Florida at Miami. I mean, he was a player that when the U was being built in the '80s, that he would have never bailed on his team, but the offer of more money in the SEC going into spring football, who is the team that you think in the private team meeting rooms, the self-scout from coaches, who's got to do the biggest soul searching? Who's got to decide who we are? What team is it in SEC?
Well, I think you can go top or bottom. I think on the top, it's got to be Texas to me because, I mean, they're picked number one preseason
again
going into this season.
Yep.
You know, yeah, and they're going to be picked number one again. I haven't seen it yet. Have they been picked one?
They are. And
okay.
The hype's going to be bigger for Arch this summer than last summer.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think they got to do some searching. I mean, you can't be picked number one every year and all of a sudden collapse. That would be one. I don't know. I think Tennessee's sitting in
I do too, Coach.
In a spot where, and I'm a Heupel fan,
I am
but
too.
man, we're going to have to show it. I mean, we're going to have to be productive.
8-5's not much.
8-5 is not going to cut it at Tennessee with what they're putting into it. I mean, they just hired Indiana's strength coach and made him the highest paid strength coach in the country. They're putting a lot of money into it. I love that AD. But I think Tennessee's got to produce this year.
All right, we're 2 for 2. There's one more that I think has a real soul-searching spring of let's decide who and what we are. I agree on Texas. I agree on Tennessee. Do you have a third?
If I had to pick a third, I mean, it would be Alabama.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt because of the lofty standards.
Absolutely, it's the bar. You know, and it's the same thing when you set the bar, and the bar at Alabama has been set a long time ago.
Right.
Coach Bryant set the bar. It's stayed there,
and only about 2 or 3 have been able to approach it.
That's right, and that's exactly right. But you know when you take that job, what the bar is.
That's right.
And what the measuring stick is going to be.
The bar is almost as tall as that coaching tower. You got to go up all those steps to get to the next level to get to the bar.
And you know that happens everywhere you are. I said that when we were at Memphis. You know, we moved. There wasn't a bar when we got there.
You established
we moved
one.
it to go into bowls. You know, 5 out of our last 7 years. So we moved the bar up, and then we didn't do it. Keep it going. Boom. You know, there it goes. Now we got to get somebody else come in here and move. That's what. Same thing with Buffalo Bill. Coach McDermott, he's a victim of his own setting the bar.
Yeah.
To where it is, and you know, wherever you set it, they want more, and you know, so then they think they got to go get. But yeah, Alabama, going to be interesting though. We'll see what our boys. You know, everybody will keep their eyes on LSU now. See what happens there.
He's brought a lot of attention to it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a way of doing that.
He's addicted to it. He doesn't mind it.
He's going to bring the attention. Yeah, on himself, and that's where he wants it. And then
Coach
Ole
West,
Miss
I think
too,
you'd be
now.
surprised.
Ole Miss, keep it going.
I think you'd be surprised that to know this. I mean, Lane has a thick hide. He can take it.
Oh yeah. Well, he dishes that. Anybody that dishes it as much as he does, you got to be able to take.
And son of mine,
and
he's
gets
tough
a
guy.
little something out of it. I mean, when they throw, what they throw at him at Tennessee,
everything.
But yeah, and he gets a kick out of that.
He does.
And he'll get a kick out of coming back to Oxford.
He goes to Oxford and to Tennessee next year. He goes to Neyland and to Oxford.
He's got that personality that, I mean, he loves that.
He does.
And he'll drive them. And Ole Miss is another good one. I mean, can they keep doing what they're doing?
You hear the sustainability, and I think Ole Miss can because I know the underpinnings of the program, the fundamentals are sound regardless of who the coach is. Now, Lane left a lot of he did advance it and do a lot of that work, but Pete Golding's also been there on talent evaluation and picking the defensive players the last few years.
Right, and I think he'll do a really good job. I do think it's going to be hard to keep it where it is. It's always hard.
Yeah,
it's why you can't repeat because there gets to be. You know, it's like the book I love. Good is the enemy of great. You know, I mean, you get complacent at times when you do really, really good, and it keeps you from being great. So it's just hard to stay there. You can now though, because you got a portal and you got an NIL, and you got to get out there and go get your players. It's your fault now. If you don't have players, it's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach, would you agree with the statement that Miami is truly back?
Yeah, I probably would.
Me too. I have.
I think Mario does a good job. And the reason I'm going to tell you the reason I say that. I would say they are because now they're back getting the top players out of South Florida.
Yeah.
And there for a period of time now, the South Florida kid, because we recruited in there a lot, the South Florida kid wasn't enamored with the U.
They were going to Bama.
They were going all over the place. Yeah. I mean, they were leaving and going. Now I think he's got a little bit better stronghold on South Florida. And if he can do that, we all know how many players are down there. If he can do that, then, yeah, I think he can keep it.
Coach Tommy West, we appreciate you so much. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to miss you on Wednesdays, but we got you signed up for next year. The portal, the NIL money's on the way, okay?
I heard you were going to double my salary, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
Always one of those guys. It's on the way. It's on the way, Coach.
I appreciate y'all letting me do this.
Oh, we have enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Coach West.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
You got it. Coach Tommy West with us every Wednesday, a very popular segment. We hear a lot from a lot of people, and we thank y'all for your reaction to it. We have loved doing it, as I've said many times when we've had him on. He's so very relatable, so very conversational, and knows the game so well. And his son, Turner, is on that staff at Buffalo. So when these firings happen, the net is cast real wide on changing a lot of lives. Now, Turner will pop up somewhere else in the NFL. He's kind of on that NFL train. That's a good one to be on. Both salary and the retirement's real good.
Yeah.
Almost better than Congress's retirement.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
But so the Buffalo loss hit Coach Tommy West hard because he was pulling so hard for Turner. But it has been fun visiting with him.
It's always fun.
The three SEC on watch in the spring: Texas, Tennessee, and Alabama. Agree or disagree?
I think.
Would you add more? Or?
I think it's inevitable that Texas is going to be on there. You saw the way that Arch,
they're a big target.
And you saw the way Arch finished the year. So Arch Madness next year, like we've already said,
it's defining for Steve Sarkisian.
It is. No, it very much is. Because if he doesn't get it done this year, then I don't know.
You wonder when he can.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the huge question. How long is that going to be? How long is that job going to be secure if he doesn't get there?
The Bama and Tennessee expectations, they're always there. Coach Tommy West was with us on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. Sissy's Log Cabin, the official jeweler of the hometown teams like the Grizzlies and the Tigers. Huge supporter of Tigers athletics, and all season long brought us the look back at the weekend in the SEC, the Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, anything you want for that special Valentine's gift. Wedding bands, engagement rings, necklaces, earrings, they have it at 4542 Poplar. 9,000 square foot store in Laurelwood at Poplar and Perkins with expanded lines for Rolex, Cartier, diamonds, and more since 1970 with all the great locations across the Mid-South. The official jeweler for the Memphis Grizzlies, and at FedEx Forum with the Floor Seat Lounge. If you get a chance to go into that tonight or any Grizzlies game, go back and look at those beautiful display cases they have at FedEx Forum. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience because life's too short for ordinary jewelry. When we come back, we talk Tiger basketball on the road tonight in Tulsa.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com. Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Winton Road.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
I want to see a lot of Doug McDaniel and Sincere Parker in that offensive end tonight. I think that two-man game is kind of the way to go right now for the Tigers, especially until you get, if and when you get Bradshaw back, maybe get him back for Saturday's game. I'm not buying Tulsa as anything close to invincible. Yeah, the schedule, it's a little better than some have panned it, but it's not great. And they did have the big win over UAB, but this is very winnable tonight. Now, I do think that the Tigers going into American gyms, opposing arenas in this conference, it doesn't quite have for sure the Calipari or some of the Pastner years, or even in the early years of Coach Hardaway in charge. I don't think they're being met with quite the ferocity and the noise and the appointment game opponent coming in. But it will tonight. It will in Tulsa, and it will in Wichita. I don't know that anybody gets East Carolina and FAU and South Florida and a lot of those others excited. I mean, do they even know they have a team in San Antonio? But it will in Tulsa tonight, and it will Saturday in Wichita. That'll be the biggest crowd of the year Saturday in Wichita, and maybe tonight too.
Yeah, I think so too. And like you were saying with the schedule with Tulsa, I mean, at a quick glance, it's very impressive to have the wins that they do at this point. And give them credit there, and their first loss against,
but not too much credit.
Yeah, but their first loss against Kansas State, I think a 1-point loss there is still
back in November.
Yeah, still a very impressive showing. But then you look at their 2 conference losses that they have.
I'm not saying I watched all of that game, but I watched some of it.
I didn't either.
I wanted to see PJ Haggerty.
Yeah, and big shout out to him for getting a victory over an American opponent. But still, the loss to North Texas, South Florida, I mean, it shows, one, that they were not the invincible people that we thought they were. But I don't know, when it comes to these resumes, Memphis has kind of been through the ringer. They've been through the trying and the testing earlier on this year.
Been on the road at Ole Miss, been on the road at Mississippi State.
Oh, I mean, Baha Mart, but I mean, played two incredible opponents there. And we left there. We all did here on Sports Time, saying that was a huge turnaround for Memphis to go through that and come out the other side looking like they improved quite substantially.
I think they did improve. I don't know if they capitalized on it, though.
I don't think they did either. They looked really, really good, and then they
player
came back
rotations have still just kind of been a mess.
It has been, but I don't know.
But this is the time of year when you lock in on 7 or 8 guys, and that's who you ride it out with.
Yeah, and I think with each passing game, we've been seeing more and more who those guys are. Like you said, Doug McDaniel, a big showing from Sincere Parker, and I believe I can't remember who it was. It was probably Jason Munns at some point had said that Sincere Parker coming off of the bench is usually a huge addition there for the Tigers team. It really does. So I think we're finding the pieces. I just hope we find them out a little bit quicker.
Tulsa minus 5.5 at home tonight. Tiger bankroll. Bryant leads. He's at 11-6 for the year. Good picking.
Good picking.
I am 7-10. You are 6-11. He leads in where it really matters, in the money. Since he's first, his wager tonight is $20 on the Tigers, and he's taking the 5.5. The Tigers are 9-8 on the year against the point spread. Is that right? No, they're 10-7 against the point spread.
Okay, yeah.
They're 10-7. They're 9-8 record-wise, 10-7 point spread. So Bryant wagers 20 tonight. If he wins, he's at 11-10. If he loses, he's at 10-70. Landon.
Yeah, I'm going to side with him as well. I'm going to go with Memphis, like we've been saying. This is a very important game because it could signify a huge turnaround for this team, get stuffs right, change the trajectory of a lot of things.
Change the conversation.
It does. So I'm going to ride with the Tigers tonight, and I'll do 5 more than Brian. I'll go for 25.
No group lock, not even close. I'm going to take Tulsa and lay the 5.5, and I'm going to go with one of my big wagers, 150.
150. Wow.
150 on Tulsa
150
tonight.
on a Golden Hurricane.
Yeah, and you cannot get the 2-game road sweep without winning the first one. That's how big this one is tonight for the Tigers. You lose this one tonight, then you're on your heels trying to get that split Saturday.
Yeah, very much
in Wichita. You get it tonight. Not really house money because you got to start building a resume, and you got to stay in that preferred seating for Birmingham and the American tournament. So it wouldn't be just a free pass on Saturday, but a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I would agree with
These
that.
are big games. These two this week are a chance to change that conversation I've talked about on the year, because it has not been that negative, but it sure hasn't been positive. One of the worst things that you can be in sports, it has been a lot of indifference around the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
And you would rather have negative than indifferent.
Yes.
And
I agree with that.
And it has been indifferent. 1 hour in the books. When we come back, we visit with David Cohn on college football. We have all year. Final visit with him for the season. He's co-host of Crane and Cohn. You hear Jake Crane every Monday about 11:10 with John Harden. We get David Cohn, the other half of that duo, every Wednesday with us, our final visit. Today he's from On 3. We will talk college football. 1 hour of sports time in the book. Stay with us.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Remember the song How Many More Times? That's right, the title of a song that fits in right with what I always tell people. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Ben Store Realtors. Before you put your house on the market, I always tell people to talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers to not only find out what they think of your home and its pricing, but more important, what they will do for you. And make sure that I am one of them. There are keys to my highly successful strategic marketing program that involve preparing your house for the market and being able to present it before any objections take place. I've done this for a long time, and my professional team has one goal in mind: to get you to the closing table making as much money as possible. But first, remember what people often say: when you want the job done, call Shell Done at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. Remember, how many more times? That's Shell Done at MemphisRelocate.com or 483-0546, and tell me the name of the band that sang that song.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Sports 56 traffic.
It's getting busier now through Midtown in a couple of spots. I-40 around Chelsea, pushing south of Memphis right now. Watching that increase in that volume on 55 down through DeSoto County as you continue all the way down to Tate County. Watch a little bit of radar south of Memphis this afternoon. It's been tricky. Hey, Valentine's Day, it'll be here before you know it. So shop local this year and save a lot of money at Weimer's Jewelry. They're located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I'm the worst person on earth at goodbye. And today has been goodbye with two great college football guests, with Coach Tommy West in the last hour and with David Cohn, who joins us now. And goodbye gets us one step closer to hello for next year. David Cohn from Crane and Cohn at own3.com. He joins us now. You can follow David on Twitter at David Adam Cohn. We've talked college football with him all year, and sadly, final visit, but we crown Indiana a new champion. If they had not played as sharp as they did, if they opened the door a little bit to Miami, they would have lost the other night, but they are just so sound. Good afternoon, David.
Brett, Landon, thanks so much for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here, and man, what a football game. One of the best football games that we had all season and really that I can remember watching. I was on the edge of my seat with really no dog in the fight, and congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, 16-0, first team in the modern era, 50 years after their basketball team did it. What an accomplishment, boys.
It is an accomplishment for Kurt Cignetti, and I think it's unfair just to say he bought a team. Well, he brought a lot of guys from JMU with him that established the foundation for his program, and then he goes out and he gets a piece and a part here or there. David, I got to be honest with you, I don't really remember Fernando Mendoza last year at Cal.
Yeah, you know, I remember the Crane brothers, my co-host over there on Crane and Cone, talking about him because Cal had played so well against Auburn, which is near and dear to their heart. So they put Fernando Mendoza on my radar. But Heisman Trophy winner, perfect 15-0 season, likely number one overall pick. I mean, what a difference 12 months makes. And you look at what Indiana's doing in the portal right now, which I would encourage everyone to go watch our episode at Crane and Cone today on our YouTube channel, where we went ahead and put out a way too early top 25 for 2026. And Indiana's right there in the thick because, look, they're going to bring in Josh Hoover, the quarterback from TCU, who really on paper is even more accomplished than Fernando Mendoza was coming in. But his ability to read that RPO system in that national championship game. He was proof that correctly evaluating the run-pass option it takes being cerebral, not necessarily fleet of foot. And when Rich Rodriguez came into Michigan running that system, for me as a drop-back passer, that was really foreign to me. And watching Fernando Mendoza take that free release and free access in the national championship game early on, I was like, man, this is a work of art. And then Miami brought those DBs up. They brought those nickel personnel players up and really took that away and forced him to do what he's done so well throughout the season, throwing that back shoulder, which, I mean, Charlie Becker on a couple of those fourth downs, just absolutely huge. And then obviously the quarterback draw on 4th and 5 to score the touchdown that ended up ending it. What a season for him. And I think he has a chance to play on Sunday for a long time as well.
David, you talk about that read option for the quarterback. It's not that unfamiliar to back in the day reading the triple option when you get out on the outside to give to the dive guy or to pitch or to keep.
There are a ton of similarities. Great point. And as someone who comes from Statesboro, Georgia, where Irk Russell was running that system with the Georgia Southern Eagles, and then obviously Paul Johnson, who I got to shadow. I got to shadow Paul Johnson there when he was there before he left for Navy and then Georgia Tech. But yeah, Tracy Ham and then Greg Hill was an unbelievable quarterback who was our wide receivers coach at Statesboro High School, handing the football off to the Adrian Peterson before everyone knew the Oklahoma Adrian Peterson. And I mean, and obviously your reads were a lot more right there on the line of scrimmage in terms of handing up the belly and the A gap to the fullback and then pitching off of the player who took the quarterback and all that. But it's very similar. You're just reading through those defenses now and scraping linebackers, and do you get access on the slant routes and hitch routes with the relief with the RPO? So it's very similar to that. I was a little surprised we didn't see Fernando Mendoza keep a couple more of those zone read plays with Mesidor and Bain crashing down so hard. But when they needed it most, they did call on his legs, 4th and 5, quarterback draw up the middle. And, man, it was an awesome football game.
Yeah, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when it came to Fernando Mendoza before Indiana, I would say his biggest highlighters, or certainly what I remember him from, was Cal versus Cam Ward, Miami, where it was that
out at Berkeley.
That absolute shootout.
That's about the only time I remembered him last year.
I think so too, because I remember watching that game and thinking, well, Cam Ward's supposed to be the top dog. He's supposed to be the best guy on the best team, and here we are in this
but
incredible
that game was
shootout.
on like at 1 in the morning, wasn't it?
Well, Miami time, yeah, absolutely. Which is the craziness of how on earth is Cal still a part of the ACC? But with that, how incredible it is for him, and kind of switching gears. I almost thought we were going to hand the reins over to his brother Alberto Mendoza, but now he is going over to Georgia Tech. Is the landing of Josh Hoover the reason that Alberto left and is now a Yellow Jacket?
Well, what's funny enough, what if that game ends up producing back-to-back number 1 overall picks there? And honestly, as much as I love Cam Ward and I think he was a worthy number 1 overall pick, I think Fernando Mendoza's got a chance to, like I said, play on Sundays for a long time. He approaches the game a lot like Andrew Luck, a lot like Tom Brady, and he is, I think more athletic than both of those guys, and they would admit that. When the news broke that Josh Hoover was going to come over to Indiana from TCU, Fernando Mendoza was the first one to say, well, I think my brother's going to be the best quarterback on the roster, and I love that confidence, but this move this week tells you something different. At least it tells you that, his brother thinks, hey, I could have a better chance of playing elsewhere. And look, Georgia Tech, the last quarterback that they had start there, who transferred in from Texas A&M, he did pretty well, boys. Haynes King has made a legacy in this sport with his ability to just put his head down. And you talk about running quarterback draw and quarterback counter. I don't know if I've seen a quarterback do it better than him, week in and week out, putting his body on the line. So let's see if the younger Mendoza can go add to that sort of legacy. And let's don't forget who they're going to have in the backfield now, too. Justice Haynes, the Michigan transfer running back, who through 5 weeks last year I thought was either the best running back in the country or certainly a top 3 running back in the country. And then he got injured, and, Michigan just added a lot to that position through the portal. So he moves on to Georgia Tech, but it sounds like he's a phenomenal young man in addition to being a phenomenal football player. So even though Buster Faulkner, the OC, who's a dear friend of mine, has moved on to Gainesville, I still want to be bullish on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and I hope they have a great 2026 campaign.
David Cohn is our guest. He's on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. He's been with us all year on Wednesday. Today is goodbye for now, so long for just a while after today, but he will be back with us next year, and we'll be ready for Wednesdays with David Cohn every week from Crane and Cohn at own3.com. I thought of you this morning. I saw Mel Kiper. He had his first mock draft, and he had 2 quarterbacks going in the top 16 picks. Number 1, Fernando Mendoza, like you said, to the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 16 to the Jets for the 3rd time in Jet history to draft a quarterback from Alabama. Famously, Joe Namath. Then your father-in-law, Richard Todd, and Ty Simpson to New York. You think that would be fair to Ty Simpson to go and live up to that in New York City?
I'm sure he would love the opportunity, man. I think he would do very well to return to college football for another season. But, look, I wanted to play in the NFL desperately, and if he has an opportunity to go do that, especially be a first-round pick, then I don't blame him whatsoever for taking that opportunity. I'll tell you what you really should do, though. You should get my father-in-law, Richard, on here one day and let him tell you his draft night story where he falls asleep, wakes up the next morning, gets a call because Lou Holtz was up there, and Lou Holtz said, hey, if we pick you, you're going to sign with us, right? And he said, yeah, I'll sign with you. Then he falls asleep, wakes up the next morning, the paper calls him to congratulate him and said, oh, yeah, the Jets said they were going to take me. They said, yeah, you went 6th overall. He didn't know he was going to be a first-round pick, but thanks to his performance, 3 consecutive games, the Iron Bowl and then the Sugar Bowl and then the Senior Bowl down there in Mobile is what got him drafted in the first round, and the rest is sort of history with what he was able to do following in Namath's footsteps at both Alabama and the Jets. But, look, Ty Simpson, I think that throughout the middle part of that season, I thought he was going to win the Heisman Trophy. I thought he might be the number 1 overall pick. And then, towards the end, I think, look, we could talk about the offensive line and really the inability for Alabama to have a rushing attack that could be relied on, obviously hurts a quarterback.
It was a wasted play when they ran the ball with the running back.
Yeah, well, look, we talked about this on today's show. Kalen DeBoer got hired from Alabama because of what? It was because of that 2023 campaign he had at Washington there, where they go to the national title game undefeated up to that point, and lose to Michigan in the championship. But you got Michael Penix Jr. on that team, throwing to 3 NFL wide receivers with McMillan and Odunze and Polk and those guys. But still, that offensive line that year won the Joe Moore Award. They still ran the football hard. They were physical. I don't know if what we saw last year from Alabama from a running standpoint was an anomaly or if that's going to be a problem that continues to rear its head. But if it is, then the Keelan Russell kid and the Austin Mack kid, which will be the most closely watched quarterback battle in the country this offseason, then they're going to have a tough go at it too. But back to Ty Simpson, I wish him well. Seems like a stand-up young man, and again, I hope he plays on Sunday for a long time.
Yeah, David, if you could, kind of shifting gears just a little bit here, and because I just opened up ESPN and saw this article with Notre Dame and how Notre Dame, they missed the playoffs, and one of the biggest reasonings behind it was that they said, well, there's no conference affiliation there. So let's say all the stars align, Notre Dame gets their head right, and they are looking to go join a conference. Who do you think would, accept Notre Dame, and where would Notre Dame be the, I don't know, for lack of a better term, best fit for this team in a conference?
Oh, well, it's obviously the Big Ten. I mean, but the first game I ever played in at Michigan was against Notre Dame. Russell Crowe gave the pregame speech that day. What an afternoon that was. I want Michigan and Notre Dame to play every year. Now, some Notre Dame fans and my friend Brian Driscoll, who covers them for Irish Breakdown, he has said, no, actually, I like the Michigan State rivalry even more, and there's some other more important rivalries other than Michigan. And let's just be honest, it was Michigan, along with some other schools, who blocked Notre Dame from joining the Big Ten decades and decades ago. Tim Brando always shares that story with me. And so I understand why Notre Dame may be bitter at the Big Ten and bitter at the University of Michigan in particular, which is why they're kind of quasi in bed with the ACC. I'm sitting there watching the national championship game, and they're showing an ACC commercial, and they got all these schools, and I see Notre Dame pop up for just a second, but they're not quite fully featured. It's
they were champions in COVID of the ACC.
We're kind of in the ACC and all these other sports, but not really in football, and certainly they felt betrayed when it came down to them in Miami to get that one playoff spot, and the ACC network runs the Miami-Notre Dame game on repeat. But hey, what do you expect them to do when you're not in the conference in football? But another thing that we said on today's show, because we did have Notre Dame very high in our poll, and I'm very bullish on them next year. 2 years ago, they go 11-1. They have one of the worst losses in the country to Northern Illinois. Get in the playoff, though, and go all the way to the national title game. This year, they lost to only 2 teams, but 2 really, really good teams, and that wasn't enough to get in the college football playoff. So, again, this comes down to who did you beat, and even if you have a bad loss, is it only one loss? And 11-1 Notre Dame's getting in every single year. And then obviously you got the whole memorandum of understanding that, Notre Dame has signed in, where if the playoff goes to 16 teams, or maybe even if it stays at 12, obviously they're having negotiations about this right now with the SEC and the Big Ten, but Notre Dame would get one of those 12 spots if they rank in the top 12. That's a whole convoluted mess too.
David, y'all did have your way too early top 25. Here's your top 10, and we'll give some other notables in the area. Number 1, Indiana for next year. 2, Notre Dame, we just talked about. 3, Georgia. 4, Ohio State. 5, Texas. 6, Oregon. 7, Texas Tech. 8, Texas A&M. 9, Oklahoma. 10, LSU. The U comes in at 12. Your Michigan Wolverines at 13. Alabama at 15. Ole Miss at 16. And the Gators at 25. Indiana, number 1 for next year.
Yep, there's a part of me that hates doing a top 25 poll just a few days after the national championship ends. But I love the passion for this sport that everyone has, and as a poker player, I do love having to make decisions with very limited information, and certainly that's what we have right now. Yes, the transfer portal closed last Friday, but we still have a ton of players and coaches who are going to land in different places before spring practice gets kicked off, and then obviously we'll have a spring practice and summer workouts, and then we'll really get dialed in before fall camp into our official predictions for 2026. But yeah, I had fun putting this together. All 3 of us put together individual lists, and then we combine those into one collective list. And look, Indiana, what more does Kirk Cignetti need to prove to the world than what he's done the past 2 seasons? I mean, it wasn't even just this year. I mean, he makes the college football playoff a year ago. Everyone dismisses them as a flash in the pan. Even now they go 16-0, and people still somehow can't seem to get past the brand bias. And I understand it. I do understand it, because this is one sport where you can rely on the biggest brands and the best coaches time and time again. But I just think that Kirk Cignetti, he might be the best football coach in America right now. And what more does the guy need to prove? In addition to hitting the transfer portal hard, go look at the On3 transfer portal rankings right now. Indiana ranked right up there. They're raking in a bunch of money from Mark Cuban. And so while they maybe didn't win the championship this year just because they spent the most money or had the most transfers, he has established a culture there in terms of player evaluation and player development that I do not think is going away. And now you're going to add even more NIL money and be able to get better players in. Indiana is not some flash in the pan to me.
Largest alumni base in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that should be proven when. Look, I mean, I know a lot of passionate Oregon fans, and if you show up to a football game in a semifinal and you bring more people 95-5 than Oregon, that got my attention. Then when you play Miami in the 305 at their place, and it's 55-45, or maybe even 60-40 Indiana at your opponent's home stadium, you must have a large alumni base.
Yeah, it's got to be huge. But David, with Indiana's win, that is now 3 Big Ten national champions in a row, and obviously the big question has always been, Big Ten, SEC, who's got it right now, and clearly the edge is going to the Big Ten. So the question in response is obviously SEC needs to get back to a national championship game, and they need to win it. Who do you see right now? I mean, looking at next year, I know there's a lot of hype surrounding Texas and Arch Manning, especially the way that he closed out the year, but who do you see from the SEC making those big strides to at least even get back in that game?
Well, again, 3 championships in 3 years with 3 different teams for the Big Ten is absolutely incredible. All credit to them and those programs for being able to win those national championships. But like I told you guys last week, that wouldn't have been that surprising for when I was growing up and falling in love with this game. Some of the best championships were USC and Texas at a time when obviously Texas wasn't in the SEC. Miami, Ohio State, even Florida State taking on Virginia Tech with Michael Vick. But it was that 17-year stretch there where the SEC won 13 out of 17, which was just absolutely, that's just pure dominance right there. And when you set the standard that high, any year you don't win the championship is going to be criticized. I think the SEC is going to be fine. I think the passion down here in the South is second to none. And, being from Georgia, I am biased, but I do think that the American South still has the greatest collection of football talent to choose from, not to discredit great football states, high school football states like Ohio and California and other pockets of the country. But when you ask me, like, what team, again, there's just a certain trust factor that goes with these coaches. And I mean, Kirby Smart won back-to-back national championships for a reason. And you talk about setting the standard high, because he did that in Athens, and they won back-to-back natties, last SEC team to do it. People forget he's won back-to-back SEC titles, and that doesn't seem as impressive because you didn't move forward and win the national championship. But I don't think that that the Georgia Bulldogs under head coach Kirby Smart are going anywhere anytime soon.
You have Ole Miss at 16. You have Louisville at 20. Those two teams will play the Sunday night of Labor Day weekend in downtown Nashville at the Titan Stadium. No cupcake opener for either one in that one.
No, I can't wait. I love what Coach Brom has done and is doing at Louisville, and obviously Ole Miss.
I got to see you at that game, David. You need to be there.
I think we need to meet up for that one, Brett, for sure. We need to be here. We're right here in Nashville. Ole Miss obviously was, I think, the biggest risk of the teams that we placed in our top 25 today. And there were a couple at the end there with Penn State and Oklahoma State that I didn't rank, but again, this was a collection of all three of us, and we took an average. But Ole Miss, a big risk there at 16 because it looks like Trinidad Chambliss won't come back, but he possibly still could come back. And you lose the play callers who were a part of that great run last year with Ole Miss, but also Pete Golden, 2 college football playoff victories, which quite frankly is 2 more than the guy who left, Lane Kiffin, has. So they could finish higher than that. They could obviously finish lower and unranked, but 16 is where we said, hey, I'm still bullish on Ole Miss and what they can do next year. I mean, they're going to bring back maybe the best running back in the country and a slew of other great players. So that's where we have them right now, but if they can get the quarterback position figured out and the play calling remains solid, I think that they could overperform that 16 ranking.
If Trinidad Chambliss is the quarterback and he's out there opening night, stays healthy all year, would you vault them much higher than 16?
We talked about it in the episode, and what we said was if Trinidad Chambliss is coming back, even though, again, you lose Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. and some of the play callers and stuff, you have to put him in the top 10. I mean, especially with what Pete Golden did with his run there in the playoff, you have to put him in the top 10. Where exactly that would be, we didn't come to a consensus. I think somewhere between 7 and 10 is what we said, and then you just move everyone else back one.
A year from right now, when we say goodbye after the 26th season in January of 2027, who have we just crowned national champ? Who's your pick for 1 year from right now? They just won it.
The Michigan Wolverines, of course. Kyle
Very
Whittingham coming. No, but I do appreciate you guys allowing me to be a little bit biased right now. Look, at this point, I mean, forget the top 26 rankings or the top 25 rankings to kick off 2026. You're already looking ahead to the national championship. I absolutely love it.
Give me Oregon.
At this point,
give me Oregon, another Big Ten team and another new champion.
Well, if that was the case, you'd probably take Oregon. Like if you said the Big Ten was going to win 4 straight and it'd be 4 different teams, I'll tell you what, with Dante Moore coming back for Oregon, that would be a great pick. At some point, I think Dan Lanning and Steve Sarkisian and some of these other guys across the country, they do need to go and accomplish what Kirby Smart and what Ryan Day did accomplish when those guys were there was questions about, man, can they win the biggest games? That certainly needs to happen, but there's going to be a lot of great talent coming back. The Buckeyes are still going to be loaded. They seem to just reload every year. Texas obviously spending a bunch of money. I'm excited to see about Texas A&M. Marcel Reed, another year in the system. They got some great transfer portal additions. Craver at wide receivers coming back. Obviously, Mike Elko is going to have that defense dialed in, but the schedule gets much tougher. And that's another thing with Michigan. Obviously, I'd love to sit here and crown Michigan as the national champs a year from now. I do think they got better as far as the coaching staff goes. Kyle Whittingham has come in and put together an incredible staff. I think they're going to have a better roster. This transfer portal has been fantastic, but again, they fall into that same category. The schedule will be much tougher than it was in 2025, so you could actually see a situation where they play better football and are more disciplined on the field, but somehow maybe still have the same record.
David, we're going to check in some during the offseason. I know we'll see you at SEC Media Days, and we can't wait till next August regularly on Wednesdays with you. Congratulations on everything y'all have accomplished, and appreciation so much to you for you being so kind to us. Thank you, David.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
You got it. David Cohn from On3.com, part of Crane and Cohn with the Crane brothers. You hear Jake every Monday with John Harden, and we have just loved visiting with David all season long. The way too early list, when do we do our first bracket?
I mean, if it's got to be way too early, we got to do it soon, right?
We got to do it soon. I want to see the setup, though. I think we'll get some definition on 12 teams kind of staying like it has been the last 2 years by the end of this week.
Yeah, and while we're on the conversation of looking too far into next year already, there's already a lot of speculation, a lot of questioning of who do you see being next year's Indiana?
Back of the pack.
Yeah, like that team that
kind of laid the groundwork this year.
Yeah, that was not. They got there, but they were terrible, and the turnaround has been seen. What team makes that huge stride next year?
Would BYU count?
I would put them up there. I think
they've never been terrible.
Just barely missing the playoffs. Got out because of 2 losses
really
to Texas
physical
Tech.
Teams.
Yeah.
Almost
good
automatic
coaching,
at home.
Yeah, they have been really, really good.
You couldn't say Southern Cal.
I don't think so.
SMU?
No,
they were in it last year.
I think the year they were in the playoffs and got snuffed, I think was it.
Crane and Cohn, and they're way too early. They have Oklahoma State 24, and I think
that's a huge turnaround.
People are looking to them kind of with the JMU Signetti model from that coach at North Texas.
Yeah, North Texas and Drew Mestemaker coming over as well.
And they've got the money.
Yeah, that could be a very good sleeper pick there.
Yeah, and they hit rock bottom at the end of Gundy.
They did.
But interesting list. Notre Dame number 2. They're going to be right in there next year and plenty motivated.
I'd say so.
Indiana, largest. I hit the Google machine. Largest living alumni network in the country, with over 805,000 graduates worldwide.
That
is something. Half of them residing in the state of
Indiana. Big number today.
I already got a good one. Half of them living in the state of Indiana.
Wow,
417,000.
That's really impressive.
I mean, that's a campus. I would imagine 80,000 people on.
Yeah.
Today in school.
It's no wonder where they all came out.
And in the
of.
SEC, we're just kind of over the moon at some places getting to that 25 and 30,000 number.
Mm-hmm.
They got 75, 80,000.
Right.
It's incredible. And big is winning, and the Big Ten, they continue. At Jason's Deli, I know a lot. We talked yesterday about how much chili would be prepared over the next few days. You don't have to do it yourself. Let Jason's Deli do it. Let them do it for you in bulk. That great chili, Texas style, no beans, my favorite. Whether you're getting it to go, dining in, or to go or delivered, wholesome food forever. It's a family thing at Jason's Deli with a location, I guarantee you, close to you. Even with bad weather breaking out, you could get to a Jason's Deli fairly quickly, right over here by us on Ridgeway, across from MUS at Park Place, by the University of Memphis at Poplar and Highland, down in Olive Branch, out in Cordova. All the salads that you can get in bulk for a catering event, you can order off the menu, like the Mesa chicken salad, the chicken Caesar salad, and my favorite, the taco salad. It is healthy, first franchise in the nation to be trans fat free. And it's all about choice at Jason's Deli, regardless if you seek a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids meals. You will be delighted at any of these locations. And at all these locations, even with the cold weather, the complimentary free ice cream catering anytime, anywhere. And in every location, that great salad bar with over 30 items for you to prepare it however you would like. Plenty of organic food to choose from as well. I know people are thinking about big game parties and the perfect menu. Let Jason's Deli cater it for you. Check them out online as well at jasonsdeli.com. Grizzlies tonight against Atlanta. We talk that next on Sports Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar based. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. Let me ask you something. Are you seeing unsightly water spots on your ceiling, in your home, your office, or even worse, mold? Have you noticed shingles missing, pieces in your yard, or signs your roof just doesn't look right anymore? Here's the facts. What you see inside usually means there's already a bigger problem above you. At Metro Builders, we don't just guess, we inspect. Our team performs a full roof inspection right on site. We take detailed photos, document everything, and show you exactly what's happening with your roof. Whether it's a simple repair or a full replacement, don't let anyone tell you it needs to be replaced when all it needs is a repair. We offer free inspections, on-the-spot estimates, clear explanations, and yes, financing is available. Before a small issue turns into major damage, make the phone call that protects your home. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. Or check us out online at metrobuildersmemphis.com. Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We don't just build, we build world class.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's heavier than it was 15-20 minutes ago. A couple of spots out here, I-40, especially over here around the 101 connector as you come past Watkins, all the way over to Warford. Traffic trying to get south of Memphis on the increase of that steady flow of traffic on 55 right now, down through South Haven. Hey, check out the cats and dogs that are available for adoption at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Their website, memphishumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck. When you're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We hope Brian is back with us tomorrow. Landon and Brett with you today live from our Family Leisure Studios. And no weather expert am I. I'm like everybody else. I just watch and consume and go to the apps. Do you have a go-to weather app?
Yes, the weather app on my phone.
The Weather Channel?
No, well, I don't actually rightly know what it's called. It just says weather.
Did you buy it?
Nope. It came free with the phone.
It came free with the phone. Don't tell Darian. I go to Channel 3s. Don't tell Darian. Okay?
I won't.
How's Darian taking his 49ers out? I ain't checked on him. I should have.
He still seems to be, his joyous old self.
Yeah, he always is.
He's always got, he's always been a busy man. So he's
just
always
don't tell him I go to the Channel 3 app.
No.
All right, I'm looking at the Channel 3 app and the arrival time for the big one of all time. I think this is going to be a big one. Be smart, use good common sense, prepare, be alert. But it's now being pushed back until well past midnight Friday, more into a Saturday morning thing. It looks like Saturday morning at 8, 9 o'clock. It's every man, woman, and child for themselves.
I'm seeing the same thing. It changed from snow on Friday to wind.
And now changing more to freezing rain, and we know what that does.
Yeah.
Big ice storm, 94. It leveled everything here. We were out 2 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, nothing. I mean, tower, it was the big one of all time.
Whew. A little bit before me, but I remember
we've had a couple rounds since then. But
yeah, there have been
94, early December 2000 for a few days. Mm-hmm. But 94 is the one, and way back when I was real small child, late 60s, we had one, which I thought was great because we were out of school for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, as an adult, you get no reward for any ice or snow.
No.
It's all inconvenience.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, actually, the biggest one that I remember that's in recent memory for me, I was actually in Hawaii while this was happening.
You just rode it out from the Big Island, huh?
Well, I took an official college visit to go see Hawaii, and that whole week, which was perfect.
Shouldn't Hawaii get in the NIL business? And get everybody.
Well, it's a lot of home state funding. It's a lot of people rising up and contributing to it. And you talked about this before. Of everybody's a huge winner in the transfer portal.
Everybody's crushing the portal.
Nobody's losing. I would say the biggest place that Hawaii is winning is the amount of wide receiver transfers that they have received just in the matter of a few weeks.
Well, Ole Miss had a native Hawaiian on its team this year, Deshaun Stribling. Mm-hmm. He was from Hawaii, and free safety Kapanagush.
Yeah,
and I mean great youngsters, and always had the beautiful floral lays on coming through the Grove and pre and post game, and outstanding young people.
Yeah,
so fun to be around. We'll miss both of them a lot.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things that has drawn me to my love for Hawaii is their whole culture, the way that they handle things, just everything that they do. It's
almost
amazing.
Like Canada nice, Hawaii nice.
Yeah,
you rarely bump into a rude Hawaiian.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was touring there, I toured Hawaii Pacific and Hawaii Manoa, which is the big one, and both of them said the same thing, that that term of ohana, family, is true there. I mean, because they know there are a lot of people who go there, they're away from their families, all that stuff. So the meaning of family is true.
I've been meaning to get to this for a couple of days. Speaking of Hawaii, and the Hawaiian Sony Open was over the weekend, and it was goodbye on the networks. What's going to happen to the PGA Tour next year for 2027. I've said it a couple times. If you're a golf fan like us, like a lot of people in this great golf area that is Memphis, enjoy the 2026 PGA Tour year because it's the last one as we've known it. I mean, it's going to go to a reduced schedule. The Brian Rolap Tiger term for it is scarcity of events. I've joked that it looks like Tiger's old playing schedule when you just play very rarely. And it was goodbye at the Sony. I didn't realize this. At that tournament, at that course, that was the third oldest continuously played tournament at the same course, only behind number one Augusta, which makes sense from the 30s to now. They played at the same place every year. Second at Fort Worth at Colonial, kind of Ben Hogan's tournament. And third was Hawaii. And it looks like the PGA has zero loyalty to a lot of places, including Hawaii, going forward.
That's unfortunate to hear. It's unfortunate to hear as well.
And from what I understand, with standing TV contracts into next year, I know Tiger is plenty powerful, and what he did for the game is stellar, stupendous, unreal. But he can't just break TV contracts. I mean, you got a standing or a contract and agreement with the town unless they just throw everything overboard. Grizzlies tonight at home against Atlanta. A chance for us to see Ja, a chance for us to see Jaren Jackson. How much longer for both of them as members of the Grizzlies with a lot of trade conversation around both?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We really don't know. And it sounds like the general consensus that I've heard so far is that the clock is ticking, that they are going to find.
I didn't think we'd see Ja again. I'd said my goodbyes.
I thought so as well. It seemed everything had accumulated to that point to where he would be gone and with another team. But I think right now he's kind of in a place where now the rumors are going around that he wants to stay and that he says he's a very loyal guy and
the fans here do love him.
Oh, they absolutely do. I mean,
I think it's reciprocated.
It very much is, and just a little peek of just the influence that he has. My family, we ref church basketball over at Hope Church over by where we are.
Please tell me behavior's good.
Maybe.
Okay.
It is fairly
I think I
fairly
did get a
good.
technical one time in church league basketball.
I mean it happens, tensions rise, but
not my best hour.
Yeah, but you see the kids that walk in there and they're all wearing their jaws.
Yeah.
They've all got their jaws on. They've got so many pairs
he's had the influence.
that they're wearing two different colors of the exact same shoe.
Most important Grizzlies player ever.
Certainly in this era.
Yeah.
Not a question.
I think bigger than anybody we had. Bigger than any member of the core four.
Mm-hmm.
Zebo's my all-time favorite NBA player. Supplanted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mm-hmm.
But Ja is better and more known.
And bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger. Yeah. Yeah.
Tonight against Atlanta, Friday night against the Pelicans, Sunday against Denver. Better get those wins tonight and Friday.
Yeah, well, that game against Denver, I'll be there. Got to go see Jonas, even though he's not playing. I'm sure he'll be still traveling.
That's your guy.
He is. I mean, that's my favorite basketball player of all time.
Is that right?
I mean, I have a pretty simple method. If you have a fantastic beard and you're very athletic, then I'm with you. That's why one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, he had the beard of all time.
It was.
And played for everybody. And they said certified genius.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
could just devour a playbook.
I mean, straight out of Harvard. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. But, going to be at that game. And, Denver's still riddled with a lot of injuries, but still, with Jamal Murray out there,
I think it's
still
going to
doing
be
very
Denver
good.
and Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals.
Well, you and I have a lock on Denver winning it all this year.
We did. I don't know if I feel like that anymore, though. Oklahoma City.
I'm still riding strong with them.
What about your East right now? If we had to change them at approaching All-Star break,
I don't think I'd be as high as I was on the Cavaliers.
How would the Knicks be tonight after the big players only? You got to respond well after that, don't you?
Surely, right? I mean, that's the
you can't
that's
check
the thing.
out after players only.
No,
can you?
I mean that's the thing that turns franchises around.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy though for a team that it was supposed to be the go for it year.
Yeah, well, I mean everybody was riding the coattails of their success from last year. Jalen Brunson leading this team; they're going to do it again.
Our title sponsor of this hour, and we're so proud to have them with us. They are with us for all the big events like SEC Media Days and the golf tournament, FedEx St. Jude Championship, and every day at this hour. That's Landers Ford. You can trade up and drive into 2026 for less at Landers Ford in Collierville. Your new 2025 Ford F-150, $11,750 off MSRP or 3.9 APR financing for the next 72 months. That's a lot of almost free money for the next 72 months. They're making room for incoming new Fords with their best offers right now for the new year at Landers Ford. It's their 2026 trade-up event. Trade and save. They're paying top dollar, $11,750 off new F-150s and more for your trade. You can even lower your payments. Shop one of the largest selections of new Fords at the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. That's Landers Ford in Collierville. The price you see, that's the price you pay. No hidden addendums, no fine print. That's the Landers Ford difference. Big, bold print. What you see is what you get. Get started now with their Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. Don't wait. The best new Fords with the biggest savings. They're going to sell fast. Give Landers a call right now before they close today, and everybody heads downtown or first thing tomorrow morning and get your test drive scheduled. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much. Here's the Notre Dame schedule for next year. We were talking a lot about that with David Cohn, and they have them at 2. There are 3 dates still to be announced: SMU, at Syracuse, and Stanford. But here are the dates that are established. They open on Sunday, September 6th on NBC at Lambeau Field against Wisconsin. Wisconsin took a big step back this year.
Yes.
They got improved.
Yes.
Following week, September 12th, Rice at home. September 19th, Michigan State at home. September 26th at Purdue. October 3rd at Bill Belichick if he's there against North Carolina. October 17th at BYU. That's
my birthday.
A big one. October 17th is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
Good Notre Dame BYU matchup, huh?
Open date, and then Halloween against Navy at the Patriot Stadium in Foxborough. November 7th, home against Miami. And on the stage the other night, their coach was talking about Miami and Notre Dame. Coach Freeman was talking about playing Miami next year, November 21st, Boston College. And then those 3 I mentioned. That's not that cream puff. That's pretty tough.
No, and I like the change of having Miami and Notre Dame later in the season because of the controversy you had with and the controversy you had last year of saying, well, that was the first game of the season and Miami won outright, but you saw how Notre Dame progressed after that. So I really like that placement for that game.
Big number of the day coming up next as we wrap up hour number 2. You're listening to Sports Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Ken Garland, you are in your 72nd year of business. Your son William is now joining you. What do you think is the key to your longevity in the building business?
My dad started the business in 1965, and I think being on the job sites daily and being accessible to homeowners has been a key to our success.
You guys have a work ethic, as you like to say. You're not hiring people to be on the site. You guys are there every day.
We interact with the subcontractors multiple times a day on each job site. I think that has been a key, as well as using the same subcontractors 20 plus years in most cases.
When you talk about materials, what is the first thing you're thinking about when somebody comes to you to build a home?
We're just trying to meet the expectations of the client and the homeowner and the architect and give them what their dream is.
When you get a Ken Garland home, what do you guarantee?
We'll be there after the job is finished. We're still accessible to all our clients.
Now I need to know, how do I get a hold of Ken Garland?
You can reach us at kengarland.com.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every dollar you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
When you hear the sound coming.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
My big number is it's an appropriate number, a good number. It's 56. No, not Sports 56. I know. But
it'll still be a good one.
It's the 56th all-time meeting tonight in basketball between the Tigers and TU, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Way back to the Valley days, back to Willie Biles, a Memphian playing at Tulsa. Anybody out there that remembers Willie Biles, hit us up at the text line and tell me you remember that name from the early 70s. A lot of matchups, a lot of wild games out there. The Tigers, they've won 5 straight over Tulsa, 3 straight in Tulsa. Penny 6-4 versus Tulsa. Tonight starts the turn, I think, to changing the conversation, a little more positive, a little more relevance, and then you got to go do it again on Saturday. That's where the Tigers are.
Yeah, my big number is just a little bit higher than that one. It's 100 on the dot. Adrian Stubbs, do you know who Adrian Stubbs is? Arizona high school basketball player. This is a high school basketball big number. He, in just 3/4 of a high school game against Yuma Kofa, apparently a high school in Arizona, he had 100 points in 3/4, which shatters the all-time, the single-game scoring record for an Arizona high school basketball player by a lot. I could not find what the original one was, but it has now since been shattered, and their 109-25 point victory over Yuma Kofa.
He had to get the picture of holding the 100 like Wilt at Hershey, PA in 1962. That our good friend and our co-host, our colleague right here, our cohort right here, Bryant Dacus, doubts the veracity of Wilt's 100. Doesn't think it really happened. Kind of goes full Tyler Hero.
Well, that doesn't shock me, because any time that you or myself try to bring up a sports story from that long ago, he's like, all right, this isn't really
I guarantee
history.
you it happened. I read a great book about Wilt's 100 in Hershey, PA.
I believe it too.
I believe it. I believe this youngster.
I have no reason not to.
Hard to do at any level. Hard to do it in a church league game, even if behavior's not great.
If anybody cracks 40 in a church league game, you got something going right.
Because of the minutes, the shorter games.
It is.
Behavior's not real bad, is it? You never levy any technicals?
They're few and far in between, but
players or dads.
They are still there. Sometimes it's parents, but you can't give technicals to parents.
You can't.
No, not in the church. Not in the church league that we're in. We can politely ask the coach to ask their fan to then
pipe
leave.
Down.
Yeah, but there's a few coaches that sometimes can step out of line because they don't know how to teach defense or anything like that. So a lot of unnecessary penalties.
How big's your league?
It's it's with all the.
Did you officiate football as well?
Mm-hmm.
Flag football. I thought
flag
you
football.
did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We do both. But yeah, with
Landon, when do you sleep?
Weekends. Well, I used to, and then we.
See, I'm scared to
ref
text
on
you
Saturday.
guys on the weekend because I know y'all are checked out.
Sunday. Yeah. Well, nope, not really.
I
then
did have
either.
to check
I don't
with you
really
early
know.
last Sunday on Tiger Bankroll though.
Yeah,
you got back to me quickly.
I try my best.
Yeah,
I try my
did.
best with those kind of things.
You did. Tonight in Tulsa for the Tigers, we've talked about it a lot today,
Mm-hmm.
and tonight downtown for the Grizzlies. Both winning, I think, would change the dynamic because
It'd be huge.
It has not been great. It has not been a lot of positive Grizz Tigers talk this year. I don't think they've given us anything to talk very positively about.
No, it's been very underwhelming to this point, and especially when
we can only go with the hand we're dealt.
That's very true, but if you want to draw a positive from this, is that there's really no direction to go but up. Hopefully, you could still go down. There is that possibility if you just lose out, but at this point, we're setting ourselves up to we're looking for those small positives, and this is a great week to do that.
There's a couple of top 25 games tonight, I think, really worth watching. One of them, number 22, North Carolina, at home against Notre Dame. He's not in trouble. He shouldn't be in trouble, but Hubert Davis could play his way into trouble, especially with new AD and new athletics department dynamic. North Carolina needs to win at home tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy favorite. Arizona, number 1, 18-0 Arizona. We're going to talk college basketball. Kevin Sweeney coming up.
Yeah.
18-0 Arizona at home. 18-0 Nebraska at home in a Big Ten game against Washington. All of that is confusing, isn't it? Nebraska undefeated.
Very much.
Nebraska in the Big Ten playing Washington from the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's the Washington Big Ten still. It sounds more right with the passing years, I think, but I'll always remember them as a Pac-12 team.
I think I'm finally getting used to Nebraska.
Yeah,
as a Big Ten team, and Nebraska with a pulse in basketball is hard to believe.
Yeah, I think I've been more accustomed to Nebraska in the Big Ten, though.
Getting there.
Yeah,
it's still a little unusual on some football Saturdays, and not unusual, but almost hurtful that the OU Nebraska thing is over and long ago now, and it was one of the greats.
Yeah,
but a lot of those games have changed. We talk college basketball with Kevin Sweeney. He will lead off our third and final hour. Landon and Brett with you on Sports Time. Kevin Sweeney on college basketball from Sports Illustrated and College Basketball Central coming up next.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. 5 Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet piquilla peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finish with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger-buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. What we're seeing right now is traffic heavy on all the major outbound routes as it gets heavier over here on 40 eastbound, especially from Sycamore View Road all the way out past Germantown Parkway. It's building pretty good on out towards Fayette County. It's gotten heavier in the last 15-20 minutes south of Memphis with that steady flow of traffic on 55 down through South Haven. Hey, Valentine's Day bridal season both are just around the corner. And shop local this year. You'll be glad you did at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Thank you, Landon Schmidt, producing and co-hosting today. Bryant Dacus out today. We hope he's back with us tomorrow, our third and final hour, live from our Family Leisure Studios. I'm Brett, and our guest, Kevin Sweeney, joins us from College Basketball Central and Sports Illustrated. You can follow him on Twitter, on X, at CBB_Central, and we have him today. Thank you so much, Verizon, for getting everything fixed. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We blamed it all on Verizon last week. It happens.
Yeah, crazy day.
It was.
Not a great time of year for it, but happy to be back.
All right, Kevin, do you find that with the college football monster is over, the NFL season ending, do you find more people getting engaged with college basketball now as the season progresses, building to college basketball's biggest moment?
Yeah, I think obviously it sort of ebbs and starts to swell as the football playoff dies down, and then from there even further as the NFL playoffs die down. But I think really the nice thing about the college football playoff, even though those games are huge, is the Saturdays are pretty vacated. So you really, with the new year, you have those full big college hoop Saturday slates, which I think are a great time to sort of introduce people to the season, what's going on, and I think that's been effective so far.
Kevin, we threw this out yesterday, and I want to get your answer to it. Who could replicate what Indiana did in college football kind of over that year or two, and they won it, and we would be going, wow, so-and-so, national champions of college basketball. Indiana's getting that, I think, mostly respectfully, but it sure is from me for what they've done and what they've earned. Who would be your answer? And you're going to love what one of our texters suggested, and we agreed. Who's your answer?
It's a great question. I almost feel like it would have to be, I think DePaul, honestly, would be like my choice. Obviously,
Right
history
City
way
for our
back.
texter. Our texter said your beloved alma mater, Northwestern.
Yeah, that's a good answer too. Like, I think it's harder with the barrier to entry is a little lower with basketball.
It is.
Strike magic with one or two guys. Things can change. I mean, I think about what Alabama did under Nate Oates, and obviously it was remarkable that they were in the Elite Eight and by year two. I believe it was, or the Sweet 16. They won the SEC in year two. That was remarkable. If they had won the championship that year, obviously would have been even more so. But it's certainly hard to find a parallel to what that was, and obviously in football, the amount of talent it takes and the time it takes to build it up is remarkable.
Can you believe it? You know the Big Ten well. Went to college. That footprint, you know it. You follow it. You like it. Can you believe we're talking this exaltingly about IU football?
No, I mean, look, as the Northwestern guy, maybe this is a defeatist mindset, but it always sort of was like, man, if we could win the division and have a chance to maybe beat Ohio State in a one-game setting, that would be great. But never envision the idea of being on the same plane as Ohio State or as Michigan or as Penn State. For them to exceed that in year two.
To smoke Bama, to really have the Bama friends of mine at the Rose Bowl leaving at halftime. You go all the way to Pasadena and you leave at halftime, and I joked to one of them, and you still didn't get back to Beverly Hills in time for the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's definitely a poetic nature to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl, then beat Oregon, sort of the new blood, the new powerhouse of the 21st century, and then beat Miami, another traditional power. They had to go through such incredible brands to do it. It adds to the story, no question.
We were just talking about 18-0 and playing at home tonight. Would Nebraska suffice one shining moment, and Nebraska is college basketball national champs?
I mean, it would certainly be as out of nowhere as anything, right? Given the never having won an NCAA tournament game at all, and never building a team anywhere near this good that you would ever think could win a national championship. Now, again, I still want to see it, but they keep passing every test with flying colors. They shoot the heck out of the ball. I talked to a coach of the Big Ten today about them. He said, man, when you watch them on film, you're like, man, those guys are legit. They are as good as anybody, and it's certainly a remarkable story and a chance to continue that run today.
Kevin, 2 years ago, Nebraska, they came through Memphis in the NCAA tournament. They brought the only life to that region. We were the eighth out of 8 regions. We had the 8th worst attendance. If it hadn't have been for Nebraska, there would have been no pep or vigor in the arena. Even in defeat, they brought it.
Yeah, and I could totally envision their fan base being somewhat similar to Indiana's, where there's so many people who are so passionate about the school, that are so tied to the place, that have just been waiting for anything to ever give them a reason to care. And if you feel like this is your one shot, let's go ride it. So yeah, I totally think they'd be an example of a team whose story would be somewhat comparable. Obviously, nothing could quite reach the scale of IU, but definitely on the same trajectory.
Yeah, Kevin, speaking of one of these teams that came out of the gate really, really strong is Vanderbilt, who started 16-0, has now lost 3 straight games, including a really big loss to Arkansas.
Got smoked last night.
Yeah, what are you seeing with this Vandy team? What's going wrong, and what can they attribute this downfall to?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is it's a brutal stretch of schedule. 2 road games against potential tournament teams, a home game against Florida, who's probably the best team in the league. Probably were running a little hot, just in general. They were due to kind of cool off. And, I think the true struggle has been dealing with size. Texas, Florida, Arkansas, all big physical teams. I think that really bothered a Vanderbilt team that's very undersized. And I do worry about that come March, certainly, and as they get into the rigors of SEC play. But I'm not, too panicked about them. I think their guard play with Tyler Tanner and Duke Miles is phenomenal. I buy into the system that they're playing offensively and how they want to play. I just think, these are sort of the natural ebbs and flows of a season, and maybe some tricky matchups, and also what caps their ceiling, right? I'm not sure I view Vanderbilt anymore as a team that's going to win go to the Final Four or win a national championship, but I do still think they're really good.
Yeah, you mentioned Florida as well, who are now winners of how many in a row have they won now to this point? I can't remember off the top of my head, but we know that earlier in the season they struggled heavily with non-conference play. Is it possible that we wrote Florida off too early? I think you just mentioned that they are definitely one of the best teams in the SEC.
I wrote off Boogie Flan, and I think it was all too early.
Yeah, obviously Boogie struggled. They need more from him. They needed more from him and more from Xavier. And those guys, I think, will continue to be up and down. Like, I don't think we've solved the problem there by any stretch. But I do think Florida is – I think Florida's a victim of their own schedule, right? Like, Florida played Duke, Arizona, and UConn in the first 5 weeks of the season, lost all those games by, I think, a combined 10 points, and, like, the sky was falling because they lost to TCU,
we all bailed.
It's funny to me, it's funny, I actually talked to Todd the day of the Arizona game, the first day of the year, and he was like, yeah, it's great to play this game, because if we win, everybody says how great we are, and if we lose, nobody cares. And it almost felt like they lost a couple games, and everybody cared all of a sudden. And it was, look at what's wrong with Xavier and Lee. Look what's wrong with Boogie Flan. Look what's wrong with their roster construction. What did they screw up? It's like, no, they're figuring things out, but they were never lower than 15th in KenPom. They were still really good. I'm still not convinced that they're winning a championship, but I think they're probably the best team in a SEC that lacks elite teams, and they have the size to just dominate people up front.
Kevin, in the college sports world that we're in now with the pay for play and having to raise all this money and spend all this money and target the right guys and hope they all come through, it's hard for any department to be good in more than two sports. It's almost you have to pick your two. And then to be good in the third, to be good in men's and women's basketball, to be good in football, to be good in baseball, maybe even good in softball. It's hard for that. And I'm thinking of LSU in basketball. It feels like LSU has said, okay, we're of course football, we're women's basketball with a champion coach, and we're baseball, and they're the defending champions. Do you think LSU's written off men's basketball a little?
I think LSU has enough money where they can at least credibly compete. I think Florida State is probably to me the biggest example because they're chasing money in the ACC. They're behind their peers in football, so they have to pour even more into it. They're obviously very committed to baseball. I think LSU is obviously a huge challenge that you're at a place that cares about so many other sports and hopes to compete for championships in all of them. And maybe LSU's written off national title basketball aspirations. I do think they should be in the NCAA tournament. Their AD said as much last week when he basically gave Matt McMahon an ultimatum and said, we either dance or you're fired. It's tough sledding. I wouldn't want that job if I was most guys, but, the right guy it could be perfect for. And I won't even rule out Will Wade making a return there, given the political machinations in there.
Oh, wow. Did you really just say that? That's incredible.
I would not rule it out. Let's put it that way.
Wow. Will Wade back at LSU. Was he wronged?
I don't think he was wrong. I think he deserved everything he got. I think Will Wade could have gotten. It's a different time.
That's right.
And I think the other thing too with Will Wade is he was so open in how he broke the rules, and that he did not care to tell everybody that he broke the rules, and that he did not care about cooperating about breaking the rules. There's a way to quote unquote serve your time. He had no interest in doing that, and because of that, he got fired. I think it was as much an insubordination firing as it was a firing for breaking NCAA rules.
We were talking 2 days ago. Today is Wednesday. We were talking about Bobby Hurley at Arizona State, and it appears that Arizona State, that they're kind of going all football, and they have been very patient with Bobby Hurley. They also care about baseball very much. Is that a place that the NIL dollars, there are just so many of them?
Yeah, look, I think what's challenging is things have just geared up so quickly to where, it was going to be hard for pretty much everyone outside the SEC and maybe the top of the Big Ten to get to that $20 million rev share number. And now, like $20 million isn't close to enough if you want to be good at both football and men's basketball, right? So if you're Arizona State and you have donors, obviously, but it's a different type of town. It's a pro town. Like, how are you supposed to all of a sudden say, okay, here's the $10 million for the basketball roster and the 25 for football, and then everything else that everybody else wants, right? Like, you've now doubled the target again. So I just think, at least in this transition period where people are spending as they wish, it's definitely hard to be all in, or at least be prepared to be all in.
Kevin, one of the more interesting teams that I've seen this year has got to be Baylor, who is Memphis. I would say Memphis's biggest win this year so far, and until proven otherwise. But right now they're sitting at 11-7. They just lost at home by 19 points, but unfortunately they're also 1-5 in Big 12. What do you make of this team?
Yeah, obviously it's a disappointment. It was always going to be challenging for them because they were losing essentially their entire roster. And the one guy that they brought back, or thought they were bringing back, was Rob Wright, who had signed and committed to come back and then turned around and said, never mind, I'm going in the portal 2 weeks later. And there was no lawsuit. There was no DeMond Williams or Darian Mensa type saga here. Baylor put him in the portal and said, I guess we're screwed. And, losing Rob Wright, who was supposed to be your best player, obviously hurt them. They had time after that to maybe address the point guard position more credibly than they did. I think Scott Drew's not without blame for this, but that was definitely a huge factor. And now you look up and their point guard play is really poor. They scrambled. The starting center they signed in the portal, Juslin Bodo from High Point, got injured. That's why they added James Najee at the semester break. He has not been particularly useful. So it seems like a lost year for Baylor. I still believe in Scott. Obviously, he's had an incredible career there, but this group looks pretty underwhelming.
And sometimes you just get the wrong group and they don't respond to you. It could be happening at Ole Miss to Chris Beard this year after a Sweet 16. He and Scott, the teams look like they're responding to the coach a lot alike.
100%. And again, there's so much variance when you're bringing in 10, 12 new players and you're scouting them so quickly. It's why it's important to find a way to build continuity. And again, it's not easy in this climate, but it is possible. And I think it requires good high school recruiting, player development, and understanding that maybe your continuity guys aren't your best players. So maybe you have to go out and sign the best guys every year, but you can keep guys that are valuable parts of the program that can keep your floor up and help spread the message, help your new guys understand what Scott Drew wants from you, what Chris Beard wants from you, what Penny Hardaway wants from you.
And you mentioned Coach Hardaway, and all three of those guys, they're very team. Everybody kind of get in the bunker together, and if their team's not responding to them, the end of the year could get particularly ugly for all three, and they just write it off to let's start working on next year now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a lot of coaches that have started to realize, like, we've tried all the things we can do to fix it, right? Like, our group is flawed. Maybe whether it's
you can find them, you cannot play them. Yeah,
right. Like, let's figure out what we've got and who we want to keep, right? And it's obviously you owe it to the guys that you signed to try to win the games in front of you, and you owe it to your fans, right? Like, this isn't baseball. There's no value in tanking or in the end, like it is the NBA. Like, you owe it to your fans to try to win every game. And sure, at Memphis, like, you want to win the conference tournament, you'll have a credible chance to do that. But you got to figure out, like, what do we actually have on this roster that we can use going forward, and what do we need to go replace?
How in the world are they going to get an NIT bracket this year to get teams to play?
Well, the good news is that the portal now doesn't open until the day after the national championship game. That's bad for my sleep schedule, but it's great for the NIT. It's great for the College Crown. It's great for all these third-tier tournaments and second-tier tournaments that that players essentially can stay in. Now, I'm sure certain guys will still opt out. That won't change. But to have a little more time and allow everybody to finish off the season, have one shining moment, and wake up Tuesday morning and everybody can actually attack the portal, I do think that makes sense.
Might be a lot of coaches opting out of the NIT.
That's very true, especially both coaching changes for firings, guys leaving, and I think coaches don't want to have to work on it.
Yeah,
like they won't. Like even if they make their team play, their level of prep obviously won't be the level it would be if it was the NCAA tournament.
I can't see a big breakdown in scout of Siena.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Kevin, where would you say Kentucky is right now? I know they've kind of had a revitalization with these last 3 games, coming back from way down behind and kind of returning to the big name that Kentucky basketball really is. Where would you say they're at?
Yeah, I mean, look, I give their group a lot of credit because each of these last 2 games where they were, trailing by 18 points, they could have folded. And the season could have really gotten away from them with the injuries. And it hasn't. Like, they're a tournament team right now. That doesn't mean that couldn't change. The wheels could fall off again. But Mark Pope has kept the train on the tracks, and that's worth something. As much as anything, it's a credit to him of, even in a bad year, you found a way to be competitive. Doesn't mean that this year will be accepted going forward. Doesn't mean things won't have to change in the spring. I think both of those will absolutely happen. But if nothing else, this group seems to find a level of competitiveness and should at least be able to find its way to the NCAA tournament, which is the bare minimum, obviously.
Kevin Sweeney, our great guest from College Basketball Central and Sports Illustrated. He joins us every Wednesday. And last night, we've been waiting for it. We knew it was getting closer, and the lid finally blew. After a win, we had the Mick Cronin Big Ten scheduling argument that he always has every year. Really, the lecture he gives every year.
Yeah, it's classic Mick. It's entertaining. I don't feel overly bad for UCLA. At the end of the day,
I don't at all. He knew what he signed up for.
Yeah, this is. It may be harder for UCLA to win a conference championship because of the trek. You're making that trade for the TV check. That's the deal.
Yeah.
You either take the deal or don't. You want to go play regional teams? You can go join the new Pac-12 and play.
That's right.
Play against Fresno State. Good luck.
And you would be the standard bearer of that league.
Exactly. If everything would be acquiesced to them. If they want to schedule on Saturday and Thursday, great. If they want to schedule on Sunday and Friday, great. They'd just make $50 million less a year in TV money. It's up to them which deal they want to take.
Kevin, this has to be one of my favorite things that I have seen that you've released on your bracketology from the South region. At the number 13 seed right now, you have slated Hawaii going up against Alabama. How did we get to this conclusion?
I mean, that would be great. I do think Hawaii's really good. And I think they could cause some problems for teams because they play slow and grind it out and really make you work offensively. And then obviously Alabama flying it up and down the floor with Phylon. I think they're really good. We'll see what happens here with this Charles Bediako story, which is wild of its own. But yeah, don't be shocked if you see the Bows on Celeste Sunday. They're a real good squad in the Big West.
I just went to their NCAA tournament history. I didn't realize they had this much NCAA tournament history.
Yeah, they've got some track record, and I think the last time they were in, they played the Jaylen Brown Cal team maybe a decade ago.
Yeah. That's right. That is right. In 2016. Very good recall.
I'm on it.
That is.
Yeah.
You are on it. Tell us what games you're going to attend between now and next Wednesday when we visit again.
Well, I've got Purdue, Illinois on Saturday. That's the big one.
Wicked.
Looking forward to that. Obviously, early next week.
At Illinois, at Champaign-Urbana?
It's at Purdue.
Oh, even better.
So,
at Mackey. Good.
Yeah, should be great. And then early next week, I'm hoping to do the Michigan-Nebraska game, which could be a monster as well.
Well, that would be a great football game, and this year it's going to be an even better basketball game. That's two good ones.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Hopefully the weather holds out. I know the snow is hitting just about everywhere, so hopefully we can.
Look, when they're calling for now, the Nashville totals keep going up bigger than the Nashville downtown crane boom. I mean, now talking 30 inches in Nashville. I mean, that's not even real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll take a while to get everything sorted. I mean, I've seen some scheduling changes already. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked even early next week. I know Kentucky plays Vandy there. Are they going to be ready to play on Tuesday? I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
I mean, if you get that much, I mean, we know what an inch and a half does down here to us.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, Look, Chicago can handle it. I'm not sure Nashville can.
Chicago's built for it. Kevin Sweeney, thank you so much, and be safe in your travels.
Thanks, fellas. You too.
You got it. Kevin Sweeney with us every week talking college basketball. The Nashville snow totals. I think every time I open up Twitter, I see a bigger amount.
Yeah, John earlier today has been saying we're getting a Tyrese Halliburton amount of snow here. So that's quite a lot of snow.
John would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
Nebraska, if they made it to a Final Four, that would come close to rivaling the Indiana story. And Nebraska hadn't done it overnight. They were just here 2 years ago in the tournament and brought the fun.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what what you're looking for when you're comparing the Indiana trajectory to what Nebraska's doing right now.
Boy, Kurt Cignetti's going to get a lot of coaches fired. Why aren't we winning as fast as Indiana?
Yeah, that is going to be the consequence of that.
It sure is, and that goes with the territory. And a lifer like him, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Not be good, to help the coaching fraternity writ large?
Yeah, no.
I thought it was compelling that Coach Tommy West said that he didn't think that anybody new into the national championship club was that accepted. I have thought that for a while. Because I remembered in the 80s how BYU was treated, and then the split year of Colorado and Georgia Tech, and it was not warm and embracing.
Yeah.
The club's reserved for just a few.
I guess it is, but that's kind of, for me, and especially in today's day and age in the modern society with sports, unfortunately, I don't think that's too uncommonplace.
I think to the victor go the spoils. If you,
I 100% agree with that.
And if you don't want me in, fine. I don't want in your stinking club.
Right? Yeah. They did the work. They accomplished what they did. They deserve it.
One of the things over the long build of the U, starting with Howard Schnellenberger into Jimmy Johnson and Dennis Erickson, and then Larry Coker. And we talked specifically. I asked Coach West how I thought he was treated, and I thought it was pretty shabby back in the day. But the long build of Miami, they didn't care about your club.
Yeah,
we're just going to keep winning and pounding. And Cignetti's got a little bit of that in him.
I think he does.
Who's the college basketball coach that reminds you of Kurt Cignetti? That tough guy, Mick Cronin a little bit, except he can be sometimes as caustic as Cignetti.
Would you rope Dan Hurley in there?
Yeah, he was out there first.
I think I would say he's more of a Kirby Smart in my mind.
Yeah, great coach.
Yeah,
bet he's glad he didn't take the Lakers. He's just fine where he is.
Yeah, I think he made the right call there.
The Lakers story. And now more stories are coming out.
Like you said, it's a soap opera.
It is, and the league likes that too.
They do. Everybody loves a good story.
On Friday, we'll talk Tiger basketball with Jason Munns from the Commercial Appeal. It's brought to you every Friday by Jim's Place Grill. Jim's Place, with over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations, family time, and lasting memories. Taking reservations now for around Valentine's. It's getting close, and they know you want that great place, and that is the place to celebrate the Terrace family with their touch for our community, with recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the Ian Grill. Look, everybody coming out of the holidays, we've had the big celebrations. Well, tonight, there's plenty of room at Jim's Place, and just as festive and fun. The Grizzlies game will be on. The Tiger game will be on. That's a good Wednesday night spot for you to enjoy both of those. Lunch hours, Monday through Friday, 11A to 2P, and dinner hours on Saturday, Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark at lunch menu, the staples like the souffle ma, the shrimp cocktail, the chili, the hamburgers, and at dinner time, those steaks, fillets, ribeyes, and the strips, and that great bar area that's going strong right now. Just texted with them, and they've got room for you. Go enjoy tonight at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville. When we come back, we'll look at what's trending, a couple things going on from around sports, the drama and the infighting of the Buss family and the Lakers. That continues to lead a lot of stories. We do that next on Sportstime.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Happy New Year, Mr. McNate. Hey, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
What's up is the payments are down.
What you talking about, Marty McNate?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. How about take your pick, Randy, for $299 a month. 2025 Jetta Sport or 2025 Volkswagen Taos S. Your choice, $299 a month.
Jetta Sport or Taos S, $299 a month.
And that's not all, Randy. How about 3 rows of seats? More room for all kinds of adventure in a 2025 Atlas SEL, $499 a month, or get $7,000 off MSRP. Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make of it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown or online, GossettVWG.com.
All 36-month lease, Jetta SM104-280, MSRP 26,426, Taos SM06162, MSRP 27,011, Atlas SC 53,9735, MSRP 51,546, includes all rebates and incentives, PFA 95, excludes tax, not unless approved, credit CD, for details, offer valid through month-dealers.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
I can't tell you the number of times I've heard people tell me that they wanted to wait until spring to put their home on the market. This is Sheldon Rosengarten at Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and think about it. In March, April, when the azaleas bloom, so do the real estate signs. More competition. We've been in an unusual market in the last year, and to get an edge on other homes on the market, make sure and talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that I am one of them. I've developed a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in what you make and when. From the preparation before you go on the market to the presentation and keeping you informed every step of the way, it's rare that we cannot provide results. That's why people often say, when you want the job done, call Sheldon at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Write it down or call me now, memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor, just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good evening. Expecting heavier traffic volume over here in the next few minutes in both directions on 240 east and westbound at Walnut Grove, Popular. Further south you go of Memphis, we've had to put up with some radar earlier now. 55 in certain parts of DeSoto County. It's heavy now, 51 going outbound. Hey, Valentine's Day, it's going to be here before you know it, so get ready this year and shop local at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We hope Bryant will be back with us tomorrow, Landon and Brett with you for the closing last half hour of today's show, getting ready to head downtown to go to the Grizzlies game tonight. This time yesterday was the breaking news of the Hall of Fame inductees. That will be Carlos Beltran with 84.2% of the vote, and Andrew Jones with 78.4%. We all really like both of these. Just missing. Now, I mentioned Chase Utley before. I saw the percentage yesterday. Came in at 59%. He's getting closer. I think he will and should get in. If Chase Utley goes in, his old middle infield mate's got to go in too, Jimmy Rollins, doesn't he?
You would think so. I would
Jimmy
hope
Rollins
so.
way down there at 25% of the vote, though. They were linked. What a combo for them. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, 40%, and we know why. The players disciplined for PED use aren't getting elected anytime soon, are they?
No, and it's for me, it's unfortunate.
I can't stand it.
I can't either.
It was wild times in the sport.
It was.
I don't want to try to make a wrong right.
Right.
But everybody was looking the other way, and I'm not much for everybody was doing it. I'm being very contradictory and a tad hypocritical. But even at the time, I said they're putting those numbers up. Not everybody's doing it. Not everybody could do what Alex Rodriguez did. Not everybody could do what Barry Bonds did. I think they all should be in. Andy Pettit's vote grew a little bit, and he at one time was very much tainted by it.
I think forever until he gets in, it's going to be the Barry Bonds snub.
It is. I mean, just whether you liked him or not, and many didn't. He was a royal patoot to a lot of people, but he was a great player.
He was.
And if he had never touched the stuff, he would have had numbers at the end of the sport, end of his career, that I think would have been meritorious of being in Cooperstown. I do think a lot of the voters, though, are getting a pound of flesh back for him being so standoffish and pretty abrasive to them. I don't think they should, but that is human nature. When you get a chance to pay somebody back, you usually take that chance.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think it's fair, though. I think you should judge him just between the white lines, and that was a stellar career. I think he is second or third best player ever. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds.
Up there. Yeah.
Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron. And
kind of interchange them any way you want.
Yeah.
I'd still personally have Babe up there at number one.
One of the most noteworthy things about Babe Ruth, remember, his career, by and large, was about 100 years ago now. Retired, I think, after the 1935 season, player manager for the Boston Braves, I think, was it for him. So the real core of his career was about 100 years. In any other walk of almost anything, sport or otherwise, whether you're the best car salesman or the best bond salesman or the best quarterback or the best anything, you're called the Babe Ruth of whatever. That's how big he was. You're the Babe Ruth of tiddlywinks. You're the Babe Ruth of dart throwing. He still gets that comparison.
Yeah.
And was that big, was truly at the peak of being the national pastime. It's not now.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely the football world, and we've referenced that time and time again of how football is and will continue to be the big moneymaker.
It is, but I will say, and I'm going to really enjoy the two playoff games Sunday, and I'm going to enjoy Super Bowl 60. But would you call me a football guy?
I would.
Okay, I think so. And
I'd call you very much more a Heisman guy.
I am a Heisman guy. That's a football guy. I had enough football this year. It was a long season.
See, I can never get enough.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, even calling Coach Tommy and David, I was like, man, I'm sad.
Well, I hate saying goodbye to them.
Yeah. I told them, I was like,
this
definitely signifies no more. We'll still talk college football, but it's
I wanted the Ole Miss season to continue for one more game, yeah. But it's a long year when you start. Like I do, like they do, kind of. Well, it never ends for them. When it kind of starts around 4th of July, and it goes all the way to now. Frankly, I'm looking forward to going to the Grizzlies game tonight and kind of something a little different from football.
Well, Brett,
I'm going to miss it, and I can't wait. I'll be counting down soon, but to everything has a season.
It does, and unfortunately, going forward, college football is just going to get longer.
Yeah, we are going to get longer. We're going to get more. I don't know that they'll ever have the date much past next year's really extended date.
Right.
That'll be January
25th.
It
will not conflict with the Super Bowl. I don't think they can.
But the Super Bowl is getting ready to go longer. When we go to 18 games,
It will.
you can get ready for Super Bowl Sunday to be that Sunday before, what is that, President's Day? That
just after
federal holiday in
Valentine's Day,
February. Yeah. That's when they want it. And what that could do to college basketball that I talked about earlier, and Kevin Sweeney knows I've said this, and he's talked about it. College basketball has gotten very nicheified.
Mm-hmm.
If you extend a Super Bowl out 2 more weeks and more of the football monster talk, well, the day after the Super Bowl, let's say it's Monday, February 20th, February 21st, or whatever that date is, you got about two weeks before March Madness starts.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good for college basketball. The NFL does not care.
No, it certainly is not good for college basketball, because that's one of the things that I've been telling people is college basketball has the unfortunate timing of being behind NFL still going, college football going on, NBA still going, and then college basketball adds to that mix. So,
but
it is very bad timing.
Loved this college football season. I had a blast with it. It was one of the joy rides like I've never been on. I said on these airwaves the day after and a couple times since then, I didn't think anything would ever, for me as a fan, and that's what I am first.
Yeah.
Unapologetically, I am first. I didn't think anything would ever enter into David Free's Game 6 home run in the 2011 World Series. And many times remarked, if anything would enter into it, it would be something in the Ole Miss football world that I love so much, and it's been so very good to me. The people have been so very good to me. And I even said, I think a game-winning field goal as the buzzer goes off in an SEC championship game or a Sugar Bowl. And I said that a couple times talking about this. Well, then it happened, and it was that good. I didn't think anything would ever approach being in the David Freese club. Club got joined.
Yeah. And that was huge. It was a huge year for Ole Miss, and we were excited to watch it every step of the way as well.
Yeah, January 1st, late into that night, as good a sports moment ever for me. And I don't think the team at all had this. The team was ready to play against Miami. I think Miami just made a couple more plays and won the game fair and square.
Yeah.
I don't think, as I said, I don't think the call, I don't think it was any pass interference. But for me, and even now, finally getting rested from it, for a guy that would drink nothing heavier than a Coca-Cola and a sweet tea in New Orleans, I left a lot in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It took a lot out of
New Orleans kind of has that effect, though.
It did.
You just walk the streets. It's a party town.
It was so much fun. I mean, how rare for me 2 nights in a row to be in the middle of Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve as the new year came in.
Yeah.
I was back at my room by 12:20, but I wanted to do it. Third time in my life I've been in the middle of Bourbon Street when the new year struck midnight, and we had the new year start. And then the next night in the victory celebration, I'm back out there at about 2:30, and so for me, 2 nights in a row of 12, 20, and 2:30. That's what left a lot in New Orleans for me.
I was about to say that'll take a toll on anybody.
But real fun and real special. But I am glad that it's over. I wish it had not ended like it did in Phoenix, because I do think Ole Miss could have played very competitively against Indiana. I've said it a couple times. I don't think Indiana played that well Monday night. I think they won, and I'm going to break our rule here. I think they won with their B-plus game.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, especially when you look at what they did getting to that point. First off, the victory over Alabama, where they just completely shut them down, and then they turn around.
Us all up.
It certainly did. And
I had Bama in the finals.
Yeah, you did. And I believe I had Well, no. Actually, I had Indiana going all the way, so I believe
really good call.
I believed in them from the get-go. But then to turn around and do that against Oregon, and when I was
for the second time,
yes,
against Oregon.
Well, and even worse, the second go-around
tore the hide off of them
and
twice.
That's the second go-around is usually where you sometimes see the flip. You see the adjustment, the adjustments being made. But I remember watching that game, and I was watching it with my family, and after seeing that initial kickoff where Indiana flies down the field and made that tackle, I thought this is different. This is going to be bad.
Yeah, they earned our respect. There's nothing like getting into a new all-star Chevy Silverado to start this new year. Start the new year and drive at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. Every new 26 Chevy Silverado you can imagine is right there on the lot in Olive Branch. First exit as you head down Highway 78 when you cross into Mississippi. Take Kraft Goodman Road and you're there. January deals that add up to thousands in savings and financing as low as 1.9. Rates are right. Hey, your good credit deserves it. And Drew DePriest and his team, they deliver for you. I know they're all watching the Tigers and the Grizzlies tonight very closely. Military and first responders always appreciated at All-Star, an instant extra $500 bonus just like that. If you've been looking for a new 26 Traverse with a third row seat, they have them in Olive Branch. For the best selection of barely driven certified Chevys, All-Star is your place to be. Suburbans, so many Silverados, the nice Yukon, they have them. Come check out the huge selection of All-Star certified Chevys and the hottest pre-owns in the area right there in Olive Branch. And if you have any vehicle you want to sell, whether you bought it there or not, bring it to All-Star and you'll get the most cash back for your trade. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the Start the New Year in Drive event going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. And you can always get more information at allstarautogroup.com. When we come back, Landon and I will wrap up this day with Moe's Crunch Time. That's next on Sports Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at CodesDispensary.com. That's CodesDispensary.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Woohoo! Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. Let me ask you something. Are you seeing unsightly water spots on your ceiling, in your home, your office, or even worse, mold? Have you noticed shingles missing, pieces in your yard, or signs your roof just doesn't look right anymore? Here's the facts. What you see inside usually means there's already a bigger problem above you. At Metro Builders, we don't just guess, we inspect. Our team performs a full roof inspection right on site. We take detailed photos, document everything, and show you exactly what's happening with your roof. Whether it's a simple repair or a full replacement, don't let anyone tell you it needs to be replaced when all it needs is a repair. We offer free inspections, on-the-spot estimates, clear explanations, and yes, financing is available. Before a small issue turns into major damage, make the phone call that protects your home. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. Or check us out online at metrobuildersmemphis.com. Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We don't just build, we build world class.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Corporate Catering. Enjoy tacos made with crunchy slaw, grilled fish, and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. Find out more, call Jenny Nash at 901-606-3172.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is Geraldo. It is Crunch Time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye! It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
I know what I learned today. I learned it's big tonight for the Tigers. You can't sweep a big 2-game road trip without winning the first one. Get this one tonight, then win at Wichita and kind of kickstart the year. A win, and then they're in first place in this league. And you would start working on that preferred seeding for Birmingham. But a win tonight and get FAU at home next week, you're the 1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, something
for
that
now.
For now. Something that I learned today is actually something I learned a little bit earlier in the week, but I didn't really have a time or an opportunity to share it. This is something I've been really, really excited about. So, as we know, college football season, it's over. It's done. The AP polls have been set in place. The AP voting is officially said and done. And there's a few teams that got some extra votes at the tail end of the season, like Illinois, Washington, SMU, Duke, Arizona, Georgia Tech. All those teams, they got a lot of votes. There's one team in particular, though, that got 1 vote. And that is my Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
One lone vote.
We got an AP vote. You know who else got 1 vote? Is Boise State. So
got as many as Boise.
To conclude the year with an AP vote.
We didn't give enough credit to how good the Hawaii Bowl was Christmas Eve.
I don't think we did. I sure tried my utmost to come in.
And I tried to go to sleep on it, and it was too good.
No, you couldn't. It was certainly outside of what we got from the college football playoff games.
That was a good one.
Hands down, the best bowl game.
I could have done without this. No shocker. The big ESPN story about the Bus family and the intrigue and the parlor games and the soap opera and the money and everything that goes with it, and the half brothers and the ones that felt jilted. The new owner, they looked at a lot of those family members as dead weight. I think it's illustrative of around sports, particularly with the NBA. I think some of these owners would be shocked at some of almost patronage jobs, friendly jobs, buddies jobs. There's a lot of dead weight around some of these NBA franchises.
Yeah, well, what I could have done without today is after general manager for the Houston Texans, Nick Caserio, came out and said that the future with their running back, Joe Mixon, is up in the air right now after they saw his what they call a freak foot injury that he sustained that caused him to miss this entire year. I hate to hear any time that a running back who was doing really good things, really propelling his team to great heights, is now kind of up in the air. I mean, we've seen it with a lot of running backs. It really much is. And I mean, a great example, not necessarily anything injury prone, but how Todd Gurley's career kind of got cut off really short. So I hate to see stuff like that, and I wish for the best for him, wish there was a great recovery, and hope that there is a future for him in the NFL.
Who are you beaming to tonight?
Well, you're going there. I'm going to have to beam there. I want to beam to this Grizzlies game. I want to see him get back on track, and I want to see John in action.
240 South. Look out.
Yeah, I'll beam in the car with you. We'll ride there together.
The beaming machine a lot safer than in my car. Now I'm headed to FedEx Forum and really looking forward to seeing the Grizzlies and seeing Ja Morant, his first FedEx Forum appearance of 2026. So far, London's seen him more than we have.
Yeah, he has. Well, Europe's seen him more than we have.
Tonight, Tigers rotations against Tulsa, even the starting lineup, that will be something to watch. I think Doug McDaniel and Sincere Parker, that should be the focus of the offense. Number 22, North Carolina, at home against Notre Dame. Hubert Davis, this is the time of year every coach needs a win. I think he needs it. We talked about 18-0 Nebraska at home against Washington. Yes, that's a Big Ten game. 18-0 at home for Arizona, number one ranked Arizona against Cincinnati. And the Knicks, we'll see how they respond to their team meeting. It'll be fun watching, won't it?
It will be. It's time. It's that time of season. It's that time of year that's all shifting to basketball.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the NBA before the All-Star break. Let's see what we really have,
yeah, absolutely,
and what we possibly may be dealing. I want to thank Coach Tommy West for his last regular visit today. He was with us all of college basketball season. Same for David Cohn, the co-host of Crane and Cohn. Thank him so much. Kevin Sweeney with us all the way through the Final Four every Wednesday at 5. I want to thank him so much. I want to thank all of our texters, all of our listeners. I want to thank all of our sponsors so very much. And want Bryant back in here tomorrow, don't we?
Absolutely. We always want him back in the house.
Hope I didn't give him the crud.
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm afraid I did.
I think this is something that he did on his own.
I'm going to blame it all on New Orleans.
I agree.
Leave
the blame with New Orleans.
Everything's blamed on New Orleans. Landon, great job. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
For Bryant Dacus in his absence and Landon Schmidt, I'm Brett Norsworthy. Have a safe, good Wednesday night. Hope I see you at FedEx Forum.